It's lagging a little bit. There we go. All right, I think we're
Our
good.
mic. Oh wait, never
Our
mind.
mic's good.
Oh
Someone
wow.
talk. There we go. Okay. Hello,
I'm
Yari.
just
Hello.
We got a slideshow. I
Ooh.
made this in like an hour, going through the. How many is it, Jazz? Like 700 to 900, somewhere around there. We got
Wait a minute,
700
means
something printed. But
we got 970 printed. We have 9. We got like just over 600, but half are in black and white.
wow.
Sounding.
A lot of printing.
Wait, you guys already printed your wedding photos?
Yes. That's why you haven't received thank you cards yet.
Oh,
We just ordered a thing on Snapfish for like 4x6s.
oh my god,
Not like
Snapfish
real
is
world ones.
No, I don't think that we printed wedding photos until our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, and it wasn't like professional.
We printed them a little. I mean, Snapfish is 4x6s, but
Yeah.
like no, we printed them to send to your nana actually.
Oh yeah, we printed out a couple.
So maybe you're 10 months. Maybe.
All right, let me know at any point if the stream is lagging so badly that it's not working, because I am on my laptop. I did get my computer back, so there will be streams again when I get home.
Wow!
And you got it back for free.
Hey.
Yes,
Yeah,
I got it back
life
for free.
life
to
hack.
be determined whether it will still kill itself out of nowhere repeatedly.
Crazy. It said 50 hours and it didn't
Dragon,
happen.
fan. Thank you. Hello, Dragon.
Got
So
Pokemon.
yes.
Ooh, we have Goop Dog in the chat. What's up?
He's also on camera.
I know, but I just like to
He's
make
also
sure.
in the credits of Sing as King.
I want to make sure he feels seen in every way. Is he in the credits of Sing as King? What are you talking
Snoop Dogg.
What do you mean?
Snoop Dogg. I said Goop Dog.
Yes.
Goop Dog.
Those are different people.
Yes, but you were clearly referencing Snoop Dogg.
Actually, I wasn't. I was just saying.
Who's that?
Dope, have you
Hollywood
seen
Doggy
Stalker.
Dog and Dr. Slime is at the door.
Dope, have you seen Sing as King?
Sing is king, sing is... Actually, I've heard the songs, but I haven't actually watched the movie.
I showed it to Ben yesterday. He loved
That's
it.
beautiful. I'll have to watch it. Maybe that's what I'll do over Thanksgiving.
Would recommend.
It's so good.
Tommy, go.
All right. These are the main
Another one.
faces of the Cross Nerds as captured by a professional photographer.
Oh god, face reveal.
Yeah, here are our face reveals. All of these are, of course, very good pictures. Your goal for the first, like, 20 or something, it's a zoomed-in picture of someone's face, sometimes multiple people's faces.
Oh, I
love
y'all.
I obviously know what's going to happen. All of y'all have to guess what's happening in this picture or what time frame this was, and then the next slide is the full picture.
Nice.
So there's a big reveal.
Love the game.
After that, there will be just some genuinely good pictures of all of us, as well as each of you have, and Dan has a full yearbook-like slide where I've just cut out all of your faces and pasted them haphazardly into one slide. So here we go. Here's the first one.
Aww.
This is absolutely from the pictures of all of us together. I think this is probably us when we're leaning out to the sides behind you.
Yeah.
And I look scared.
Baby boy.
Okay, here we go.
Oh no!
Oh.
Why did I look scared?
I don't know. It's a good picture,
I mean,
though.
to be fair, Tommy also looks a little like, yikes.
Yeah.
Ty's arm was so low that I had
My
to,
arms did not go very high in that suit jacket.
Like
Tommy's face, like, it's kind of stinky here.
All right, here we go. Next one.
Actually, not a bad picture of me.
No.
I mean, this is just him and Tommy looking stoically in opposite directions,
This is
right?
you and I doing the American Gothic. So when we do the whole picture, you're gonna see me holding a tree.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
You
if
guys
you're
having You guys having an encyclopedic
it's
knowledge?
just me.
It's just signing.
What was that?
You
Amber?
guys having an encyclopedic knowledge of your photo shoot is really helping out.
Yeah.
Because y'all remember all the poses you were hitting.
It was so good.
All right, here we go. Then there's this one.
More Titan.
There are how many of the first
didn't
20 are
praise it.
just me?
For a while, it was all of them. And then I was like, this seems a little mean at some point. So
No, I love it.
I started to put other people in.
I mean, hey,
Is
at
this
least I have
like
good
a,
teeth.
did we do like a goofy group photo?
We
You'll
must
see.
have. This has to be a full group because Tynan is so zoomed in on.
Yeah.
And
And
also
the fact that it's
Yeah.
blurry
Yeah.
Yeah.
makes me assume that I'm somewhere in the back and this is a larger group photo, again, from the photo shoot of the groomsmen.
Like, did you get attacked by a bee at some point? Because that's what
No.
this is.
I think
Or is he just caught
I don't
like
know why I'm
mid-sneeze?
making this
You
face.
look like you've been caught by the Holy Spirit.
Oh.
Yes, I was going to say the impression that I get from it is that he's going, hallelujah, hallelujah. Here it is. It didn't.
Different.
There we go.
Oh, this is
What?
us high-fiving.
No, this was
high-fiving.
we did like the 1, 2, 3 goes
Oh,
immediately
right.
before the
Ah.
Sweet little butt fam, you guys.
Oh, Liari, that was a really good guess.
Is he
always.
singing?
And I will
Chances
say
are.
the vast majority of them, especially as we get later on, this is pretty. I actually don't know if it's in like chronological order, but in a lot of them he's singing, which is why there's so many that I could have used for
I
this.
sang along to Nyan every song I heard. Okay, this is us doing our walk up for the
Yeah, this is your baseball walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
the Wolfpack 1-for-1 DiMaggio.
Yes, so I walked down the aisle to 1 for 1 DiMaggio by Wolfpack. It's a baseball song, and we were grooving out. Whoops, there we go. There's the full.
Oh, that's sneaky with the thing in the back because I thought the one picture of was you against the sky when the sky was looking a little gray.
Oh, that
You guys
right
are
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
good old
yeah.
porta potties in the frame.
It warms my heart to see like siblings as good friends. Oh God.
I love that they're
You're
all me.
pointing at me, right?
It feeds my ego a little bit.
I think this is when Ty was telling the Eagles to fly to Gondor or something.
He's
did
definitely
do that.
standing in front of
Eagles
the
are
boat.
coming.
Like this is him being inefficient, but I cannot recall what made him do
Are
any
you
of this.
throwing the
Did you
nut rice?
Oh, the flower
We
confetti?
didn't do. I didn't,
didn't
throw
throw
that.
No,
The
I was
potpourri.
busy.
Unless if this is me like throwing the ball. Oh, this is me pointing, watching the
Is
you
that-
hit
oh,
the
wait.
ball out of the park.
Yes.
Or is that
It's
not
gotta
your,
be.
is that,
Oh my God.
So
Yes.
immediately, because it was a baseball themed song, and the reason we chose that song is I always wanted to do a walk up.
Yeah,
What's your walk up song in baseball? And this was my opportunity. So
Mm.
we
They already
did the
said
like.
tossing the bouquet. It wasn't Ty's wedding.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
also a
the
good
idea of
point.
someone guessing these with no context of being there.
But I mean, like, it's a wedding. Yeah.
Catching the
Carter.
You guys didn't do a
The-
garter toss though, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yes, those are
Gross.
yeah, not our thing.
No, but there was a thing where I pretended to throw a baseball and then Tommy hit it, and I like watched it fly out of the park. So that's got to be what this is. I think that's my shoulder. Yeah, there we go.
Also, I have to say, I mostly believe in no kink shaming, but I do believe in kink shaming garter tossing. That's my that is my hardcore kink that I shame. Like,
I love your
Like-
face censorship.
Yes, I wanted to. I didn't want people who haven't been on stream before to be on stream without asking permission. I wasn't
Yeah.
going to try to reach out to everyone for that.
Yeah.
So that's what all the little smiley faces are.
I love it.
You
Good deal.
didn't make people wear masks of smiley faces the day of.
Not intentionally. Some did, which I was a little weirded out by, and I didn't talk to them very much.
For real
They
though,
didn't
my
talk
face,
at all.
I completely lost my voice and my face hurt the following morning from your wedding.
Yeah.
So good job on that.
Threw a good party.
Yeah.
I think most of us hurt the next day.
I had
Sunburns,
to
dude.
get up and sing at church the next day.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Here we go.
That's the same thing, and that's when I
Was
did
that
like my
after the
mind is
ball hit a
blown from
bird?
it being hit out of the park.
Yeah.
Yes, this is immediately after.
Immediately after, it's
that
gotta
last
be.
Oh, that's very black and white.
You will see that a lot of pictures are in black and white. Our photographer's main style is black and white. So Jazz and I scrolled through all of the pictures that we got, and we were like, there are a few that we didn't see, but that was a lot of pictures. And then we realized that we hadn't even seen half of them because most of them,
Oh.
it's probably 60% were in black and white.
Oh.
So we will be going back and forth between black and white and in color.
Mhm.
But I really like the black and white ones.
She gave us all of them in color. She just also does them in black and white.
Yeah.
And once you see some of them in black and white, you're like, oh, okay, that's why that's a much better
Yeah.
picture in her preferred style.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this is definitely after the ceremony as they're walking out.
Yeah.
This is me sneezing.
My,
Jazz.
my
Bloody
question
nose.
is, who got it?
Oh, it's Jazz. This has to be Jazz
Do
getting
you
it.
think it's Jazz?
Yeah.
Did Jazz get it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The
Oh.
Oh.
we got each other. This is immediately after I threw it directly at her face, so you could see it spraying over her as well.
You should have done
Nice.
the zoom in on Tynan's face from this photo.
Wait.
I considered it, but it's so
way
far
too
away.
far.
It would just be funny.
This is
Aw.
you have the
Nice.
veil over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
This was a Jazz request.
Oh,
Hell yeah. He
Wow,
had to
you
do
look
it
very
to him.
angelic.
You know he had to do it to
Had to
him.
do it to him.
I love it.
We have
That
a
looks
few
really
with
This is like the trade offer you receive.
Yeah.
a husband. I received your
Lifetime
mail.
award.
Your veil. Not a wife.
Eyes on the prize tie.
Some competition during
I'm
the thing.
serving face here. Face card lethal.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's
I know
coming in a
what
sec.
that face is, which is I'm awkwardly trying to think of something. I don't know what happened to Dan.
I look
Yeah.
completely bereft.
Dan's traveling at like at least 90 miles an hour.
So sad.
No one was
I
talking.
was probably
specifically to
zoomed
you.
out or zoned out.
Anushka's hair looks amazing.
Yeah.
Her hair looks beautiful.
I don't know where you are, Gope. Where did you go at this point?
Yeah, I'm the only one missing for the table. Oh wait, no.
He really wanted a cookie.
this is
Yeah.
Tyner being picked up.
Yeah,
This is
this
me
is definitely
holding you.
Aw, yeah, it totally is.
I had to put them backwards so it wasn't that obvious.
Oh,
Wait, that's a really beautiful picture.
That's really cute.
We have almost the same picture from when I graduated from college,
Yeah.
where Ty did this.
I do remember that picture.
I wish you put in the one with your dad handing you the bouquet.
Well, that was on me, but I didn't want
It's Jack.
that as a
It's
bonus thing.
Jack.
Yes, Jack's in this one.
zooms.
The shoes.
Yes, we played a really fun game where we had to gather various items as a race. We had half the group, and we had to grab the biggest shoes, and Jack had the biggest shoes on my side.
Thank God.
As you can see, I was caught in the headlights.
Now we get to the try things portion of the evening. This is.
Oh, it's definitely later. Am I giving my speech
Yeah.
at this point, or?
Oh, I was gonna say this is very bedroom eyes from Ty.
Whoa.
No, I mean, like, it looks like you're about to break out into
Eyes.
looks like you're about to break out into some Frank Sinatra. Like, honestly.
Fair. This
How
was
did this
during his best man speech.
It was a good speech.
Mm.
So the
Aw.
reason I had this idea is because Tynan is always either saying something or singing, and it resulted in a lot of good.
I don't
He's
think
always
my
up
mouth is
from-
closed in any of the pictures.
No, you are in this one.
No.
No, that's true. Where I'm very
The one where you were
pensive.
serving face.
This is us counting coins, I think. Or it's you just like
Are you sure?
dropping.
This looks. I mean, it looks dark outside.
Yeah, this is probably later actually. Maybe cutting the cake. It's not bad.
I actually don't
Or
remember
is
what
it
this
just
one
It
is.
like
could
getting
be cutting the
comfy?
cake. You are looking down at an angle. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, it's
you're doing
breakdance.
that.
Doing the Charlie Brown. I had to, as you can see, if you look at this for a second, you can notice that there is a Brandon in this picture.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna
so-
say
Feels
doing
like
it
he's a
with Brandon,
character
who's
you haven't
basically
unlocked
invisible.
Just the one arm.
There are a lot of pictures of Brandon where he's like in the background, and because he's wearing a lot of dark colors, he just blends in. Take a
Just a
second, you're like,
hidden
there's a
Brandon
man
in
there.
He's a man of the night.
Also, I want to quickly shout out Sid. She's watching while she's on her night shift in the PICU. Hi, Sid.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
Sid.
Sid,
I love you. I
you're
hope you
in
get
this
let
a
out.
few
Of
times.
Oh.
This
I-
is he's
I
belting
don't
this out.
think I'm singing.
No, you are. Or you're
It
like
looks,
laughing.
I look so. This is one of the most terrifying images I've ever seen.
It's very zoomed in again.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the grain.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
Are you
definitely
know.
in the
like if Ty
background
was a
of this one.
Are you
cryptid?
watching the limbo or something?
No, maybe
Oh, that's not
because
bad.
I
Yeah.
didn't do the limbo.
No, neither did I.
I'm not even
This is
remotely
Not even
the
remotely the
focus
focal point of the
this.
photo.
not a
What?
picture of
What are
Tynan.
I wouldn't have guessed. I'm definitely singing in that one. I like my little one tooth.
Hi, my name's Tynan.
Hey guys,
Wow.
thanks for inviting me to this party.
I feel like in the very like that's Anushka to the right, and I feel like that little black curly is that me?
It could be.
that little messy dark hair. That one's me.
It depends on wherever you were standing throughout the day. I stood in this general area a lot of the time when I was on the dance floor.
Tommy's well-combed hair and my horrible mess.
Yeah, Tommy looks ready to like kiss hands and shake babies.
Whoa.
I've been practicing.
Yeah.
That's got to be an emo.
That's an emote for sure.
Oh, that is an emote. Someone's like breakdancing in this, or a few people are I don't know. Someone fell over,
Someone told you your fly was unzipped.
or
Oh, yeah,
this
that-
is you doing like the every time we touch, or something like that.
Oh, that's really
You
good
gotta be
actually.
dancing.
That's feasible.
Oh,
Oh.
you're
Fun.
just in the air.
Oh my god, look at Kevin. Obsessed
you
with
get
Kevin.
There are. I cannot wait till I get to the Kevin slide because it is the best slide.
Engaged party mode.
Oh my God.
I've seen this one.
Yes, I sent you
It was
this
late in
one.
the night. The
I
jacket
am
came off.
just singing in this one, and now you can see how patchy my beard is.
That's the
Aw.
full picture. That was a solo
Yeah.
picture.
And then your hand.
That's
Yeah, you can see my arm.
Yeah.
But the hand is like you're getting to like your note or whatever.
Yeah.
I really want you to post this with the like when the moon in the sky in the background, like on your Instagram story.
When the moon hits your eye.
Big piece of pie.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Why do I get the feeling this is like Uptown Funk or something?
I'm
I feel like
almost
this is
certain I know
no
what this song is.
It's like no
Your dad
scrubs.
couldn't.
I'm almost certain that this is Cool Dug at Night.
Oh, it's gotta be. For me
The,
to be like that.
what they wearing a
Oh,
talking about his jacket.
yeah, blazer,
Yeah.
and khakis.
That's absolutely what the part of the song this was.
Aw.
Yeah.
I like that you go back one. I like that we get 1/4 of your dad's face in this one.
and then the rest of it is blurred out.
I don't think that's identifiable apart from the fact that he looks like me without
Yeah.
a beard.
We don't get the full face reveal on your dad. What the hell?
Wait till he gets on stream.
Yeah. Maybe the same
That's,
song.
that's
It could
definitely the
very
first
well
look.
Oh, this is when
The
Tommy
first-
finds out.
Oh no.
These look familiar with dark eyes.
Oh, actually, I guess I
Oh, you
didn't
didn't
find-
even bother about that time.
Well, now there's a face.
Well, yeah, I guess he's on stream now.
Yes, his dad's-
okay,
reveal.
He's got an Emmy.
He's
been
on TV.
He's got an Emmy.
He does.
The fact- It's like he's got an Emmy. I can blast him on my socials.
Oh, that's
Oh,
absolutely me doing my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
Fortnite
might be the
dancing.
point where we get to they're just full pictures from.
Yeah.
the
Thought it
dance
was him
floor.
doing the Dougie.
Oh, that
Aw.
was
I
that
love.
was everybody except for us.
dang.
Oh, you were
Oh, it
doing
was
the
because of
plane
the girl in the
arms
corner who's doing the
around.
airplane. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Side
little
note-
girl was.
I love the little child who kept trying to Fortnite dance off with you,
Oh my god.
your nephew or cousin or whatever.
Tynan
was
just
that- I
getting
think it
real
was one of the twins.
True. It must have been.
Yeah, I think it was
true.
one of the twins. Oh,
What are we
Ben, what are you
looking at?
yelling about in the back?
Some song.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Totally Kevin.
Is the question, what are you laughing at?
Oh, it's I'm taking a picture. Or I think I was
Aw.
taking a video to send to Daisy.
Maybe this one was Mr. Brightside.
Ben is
the only
howling
thing
at
that
the
I
Oh,
can
it was
moon.
imagine.
probably
That-
Mr.
Oh
Brightside.
my god.
I know when
Nice,
the bright side
yeah.
is because everyone's facing each other in that one.
Oh.
Everyone's. Oh wait, here's just a bunch of other pictures I could have gone with.
I really like that one.
The Tynan Rock On series is so compelling.
My
The
hair.
rightmost middle picture of Ty is
This one or this one.
that one. That one.
I just-
I'm like a crescent moon.
Oh, somehow I left
Ty,
that one
Ty
close,
at
but
speed.
This is my
That-
favorite.
that one? is a
Screaming
like,
to the heavens
charisma
above.
teacher.
Oh, yeah.
That is a mega priest, like, hyping up
This
his
is
congregation.
me. You have to give me $50,000.
Repent now!
I sent this one to Ty, and I said when the ode to despair comes on.
Oh.
Aw.
They're so in
so
love.
these two are Mr. Brightside.
Yes, 100%. Oh my god.
Oh,
But the
You
picture
should've
right
turned
next to
your
the
hands
photo
around
is
so it would have been like
so
Pan's Labyrinth.
yeah. The top one is really nice. You leaning on each
You
other.
guys are so
Oh yeah,
in love.
that's a good picture.
This is
Okay, no.
probably going to be my new like Facebook profile picture.
It's
very
beautiful.
Aw. My favorite is the bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yeah.
Jazz wouldn't let me post that one.
I
Aw.
wonder why.
It's a
The
very
top
good
right
one.
one. Those sun rays are really doing some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like these
There's
are the
the-
ones that are obviously better in black and white
Mm.
Yeah.
with the light. With
The one right next to that bottom left one is when I was midair.
oh yeah,
That
these were when
fear and
You can see
trying to
those
smile.
those ones later. This
I
is
forgot
when,
y'all-
the discs were revealed.
Aw. The one next to that of you looking at each other as you're
Yeah,
looking back.
That
out,
one's
that
my
is
favorite.
adorable.
That one's my favorite.
That's a really good picture.
That is a very good one. This is during the game where Jazz was grabbing something and chasing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. There's the one where we're all just touching Tommy.
That one's good.
And my hands on his head.
Jazz's
Yeah.
reaction to that when she noticed it was fantastic.
I forget how she described it to me. I think I saved the message.
Do I move on or do you?
You can move on.
Very
You're
smart.
the-
Realizing your hand was on Tommy's head was like seeing Jack Nicholson in the
Wow.
photo at the end of The Shining.
The one of Ben right under surfing really looks like Lebowski.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a little bit.
The one to the left of that is like the smoothest photo of anyone I've ever seen.
Rolling up your cuffs.
Oh
like how
yeah.
Only one of him with his jacket on.
He lost that thing so
Right.
fast.
And
At
like
least my tie is on.
at least there's evidence he used to have his hair like in a clip in a bun.
Oh, yeah.
And then-
Eventually it's come down.
Like- oh my god. You're so funny. Oh
Hey.
god. Why'd you
Wow.
put me sideways? Why am I
'Cause I couldn't get it
sideways?
to fit. There was no other way to get it to fit.
And the
Photographer
the
supreme.
Love
Polaroid.
it. I love that I'm just yelling all the time.
Yeah.
But that sounds
Yelling and
about
getting
right.
down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. The
I
bottom
love
left
your-
is like very getting down.
Oh yeah.
That's Cascada.
oh yeah, that is every time.
Oh.
200%.
100%.
Okay, then that's reasonable. We can give it a pass this time.
I
Shut
love
up, Go.
this, like this angle that you're
The
standing
angle.
at.
Lean is crazy.
That's how you know it's a professional.
You gave me a job. I was going to
Oh,
Oh
all
no.
of these are so good. It's like he knows exactly where the camera is in all of them.
So this
Oh
one,
my god, I'm so ready for this slide.
this is a
Why am I going Super Saiyan?
Oh my god, the one of you
These two
yelling.
were back-to-back photos. I don't know what happened in between.
At first I laughed and then I serioused.
I like the lean in the top left one.
No, I like the one in color. It's very.
So in this one, sorry, the one in color, the biggest one at the bottom, is
Oh.
from this picture where Jazz is running and everyone else is watching her, and for some reason Gopal is locked in on the camera. He's hidden in the bottom right corner.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
That's
Like
so
you can
funny.
see the whoever this is, that's probably Ty, is facing that direction. Because that's where the action is. And Gope is like, oh, it's close up.
So funny.
like-
Just like
Like one of
perfect
those
time
weird
for me to make
faces.
full use of the photographer that they paid for.
He looks like weird. He looks like one of those faces that they'd put on Cupid in like Greek busts, where they're like, Cupid is an adult. So you're like,
I
I feel like
Amrit, have you
Wow.
clocked the change to the slide?
oh god.
that's
So-
delightful.
Jazz, I,
like how-
showed this to Jazz before we left for we left her house, and she saw this picture of Gopal and said, "That looks like the screaming creature from Horton Hears a Who." Google screaming orange creature Horton Hears a Who.
Screaming orange creature.
So I did.
I like the bottom left one
Oh.
because it's very clear that he's looking at Brandon and that's the face that he's making.
Aw.
yeah.
I
My-
wish Brendan was here 'cause
I've
he
never
gave up.
looked. Oh
Go for
yeah.
it, go.
King energy.
I was gonna say I feel like I've never looked smoother than in that like bottom pick second from the right.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Like what did
Immediately
I
after you
do?
did that.
Yeah. Yeah. Contain multitudes.
Great.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I want
Yeah.
this printed in
The
frame
tie
on
is
my
in the
wall.
right place for 2 photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we need like a timeline of Kevin's tie movement.
I
I
love
mean,
it.
it was instant. It happened the moment that.
The moment
As
the
soon as you
dance-
get to the reception, it's party mode engaged.
With a comment.
It
love
happened the
war
moment
cry.
Penn's jacket came off.
Oh, the war cry's so good. It's like the littlest crop.
Wait,
This one I
can,
do not
can we
know
talk
what's
about this
happening.
one though?
Which one?
Which one?
The little
Probably singing.
teapot one.
Oh, this little teapot?
All the single ladies.
Oh, all the single ladies, yeah.
All the single ladies.
This is the man who has been to the most weddings out of all of us. So he is.
He knows what he's
Exactly.
doing.
I would print out a picture of Kevin like this and frame it in our house.
Obviously.
I would print out this
All of
slide.
these.
Mhm.
The whole
Cupcakes
slide.
Unleashed.
And this isn't even including my favorite picture, which was a one of the Polaroid ones
Oh,
where I can't remember. Jazz, do you have a picture of that one? It's very similar to a few of these, but it was the best.
it reminds me of the picture of Kevin Polaroid from wedding, where he also has the tire on 20 spoons.
Yeah.
He's similarly yelling with a tie around his head, 20 spoons. Like,
Mhm.
Can curate a
I
vibe.
don't think you understand. I was at a wedding about a month before this one,
mm,
and I was wearing the other suit I wore to your guys' wedding that the whole getup didn't come with a tie. So I literally went over to my buddy and I was like, I'm gonna need to borrow your tie.
That's great.
I like how Kevin's like a cartoon character that way. Like he changes one note.
Yeah.
His level 2.0.
Mhm.
Amrit, you're cutting out for some reason.
Probably because my sound is shitty. It's
You're
fine.
talking through my head.
Oh, gross.
Now we
Brandon.
got Brandon.
Brambin.
I feel like Brandon,
On the
like,
dance floor.
I love
Absolutely.
that top right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lost
god.
in the sauce.
yeah, that was
He
really
looks
his
like
look for the
Michael
day.
Yeah.
That's really
Brandon,
good.
see, this is another one where he's a cryptid in this picture.
Oh, God, no.
I had to.
Type
This
on
is
no in the
so
bottom
much
left
brighter than the actual picture was. That's edited.
He's doing like
Edited.
Kung Fu or Tai Chi or something in the bottom left one.
Oh yeah.
I
So
just
this
really
one
hope
is
that
the one where Gopal's
It
looking
was
over his
that
shoulder.
bright.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks for the emo, Kevin.
I'm hoping it was that bright, and the photographer just like lightened him and like darkened him into the background.
Oh my god.
That was a completely different photo, and he was edited in afterwards.
I can't believe it.
This one gives Aragorn energy.
It does.
Oh, it really does.
Oh.
There's one serious photo of him right underneath Roadkill where he looks a little bit like he's gonna kill you. And then there's one
He's gonna kill
This-
you.
This is the photo they show when they're giving the documentary on Netflix afterwards.
Oh, no.
I also put the picture that I do have of the Polaroid in the chat.
Oh, let me see.
hasn't come through yet.
D wink.
Oh,
Wink.
Wink.
Doink.
I
Got
love
such
the
dad
turnaround
energy.
pictures. Yeah.
This was its own slide until I started making these individual slides. This whole
Yeah.
picture. That's such a
Oh.
good picture.
He's cranking
then-
that soldier boy.
As you can see here, hurling the pedals.
He was
eyes are
waiting.
basically closed in all of these.
Hey, he's
Also,
got
the
one
top
open
right
ear.
picture is really cute.
What a
All right.
delightful man.
Now we got some palette
Oh.
cleansers. This finishes it out. It's a bunch of pictures of all of us in full.
Oh my god.
Aww.
Very
You guys are
good.
so in love. This I would frame. This one I would frame and put on top of our bed. Like I would just-
And look at Tommy in the background.
Yeah.
I
Yelling
think
at
I was trying to get the Limbo songs.
You look like a
This is when I made you guys kiss
yeah.
for a picture.
You think?
that top left.
I love that you can see Jazz's reaction to that.
That is me
Recoiling
pulling.
a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
the two
there's
reactions.
also Amrit with hands over face.
No, I'm taking the Polaroid picture.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think they kissed you? Like,
For fun.
just because that's what boys
It's
do.
cool.
What are you? Are you?
Oh, we
kidding me?
started doing Brandon's dance at
Oh,
one
yeah.
point.
Oh,
This is his high school
Well,
dance.
this might have been after I left.
Maybe.
you left?
You didn't leave that early.
No, I don't know. I had to leave at like
Black out my
10.
feet?
No free.
Yeah.
feet.
Wait. What's the
Tommy
lightning
protected my
bolt?
feet.
Yeah, we'll
My
blur out
palate feels
faces and we'll blur out
uncleansed.
feet.
Tommy said no free feet for me.
Tommy's
this
like, if
means
this doctor
teaching
thing doesn't work
everyone
out, you have to
Fortnite
preserve your
dance.
earning potential.
Aw,
And then I think the
Aw.
rest of them are just genuinely nice pictures.
the idiot brothers.
Look at
Oh,
a
except
couple
for
of
that
those.
one.
Also sweet.
This is us preparing to tear you into pieces.
I love Dan. Like, he's like nowhere near Tommy.
Yeah,
No,
he's
I'm
holding
pretty
the
sure
very
that's
tip of my
you.
elbow.
Yeah, that was you on
That
mine
was
with it.
you in the same picture that Ben, but for Ben. Like,
Yeah.
you were the odd man out at all.
I was, yeah, no, I definitely was. It takes one to
there
know
are
one, I
at
guess.
least 4
Aren't the
faces
snipers.
in here that I can identify.
What
And you can
the
tell
hell?
they've been lightened up.
I can't even see.
Yeah, I see
am.
Ben on the left, Tommy on the right, me and Gopal in the middle.
Yeah.
I think Dan was peeking through during this, but I don't see him.
I do see you guys.
No idea where I am.
So those are. There's a chance that this is Dan,
Ben.
but his hair, like you can just kind of
Oh,
tell.
yeah.
that's
Oh
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is
that
a
is
head?
some.
I'm not entirely
that is
sure.
hard to see.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks a
I have
little like
no
a
idea
chihuahua.
where Brandon and I
This-
are.
Chihuahua
Is
face.
that right? That's not that. That's a leaf.
So I think
No,
this-
to the left, I think is the corner of his head.
Yeah, right there.
That's his
Yeah.
hair, and then that's the corner of his head right there.
Cute.
Yeah,
I think.
This is the new
pareidolia.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Walden?
Oh.
I
Aw,
was
gotta get him ready.
Aw.
Dan's still not helping.
There he is adjusting my ring.
Aw.
Brandon looks great.
Before the wedding.
Like the lighting has hit Tommy full in the face. Brandon is like at a quarter turn. That looks great. Good stuff.
Yeah, the
His
hair
eyes are really
translumination.
Prominent in this photo. He looks like a vampire. A bad way.
Yeah, look
Just-
at the fangs.
Oh,
Yay.
I love how
Ty?
little- the Kevin got it right. He got to the point where he could see the camera and was like, okay, a little bit more because that's my dominant eye. And then you can tell
Yeah.
that some people
I forgot.
Yeah. didn't calculate that
Some people not.
No,
knowing
I
things.
started leaning out and I did the thing where I would close one eye then close the other. Oh, this one can't see the camera. A little further.
What I would have done for you to prank him and just give him a little kiss on, and just have that at the next wedding.
Just a little-
Whoever's directly behind the groom does have to kiss on the
just
next.
a little
Doesn't
butt
have to
squeeze.
smooch.
Little.
Just a little one. So that was
Slow
the
mo
moment after the
platonic smooch.
This makes me
Aw.
look so short, but I am standing in between two of the taller people.
Also, I love that this is like these are the images of like, oh yeah, they did wear suits.
Here's proof.
Like to me, none of these are the outfits y'all wore to the wedding, except
No.
for Tommy.
there was
Yeah.
a tie around his neck at one point.
And there's all of us.
Aw.
There we go. I had all I had.
Aw.
I hope
We're
it's all right that I didn't blur out Anushka's face. I just felt it looked weirder if I did.
Just one person for the entire
Yeah.
thing.
That would make it look like we kicked someone out of the group. Like there
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
beef.
Yeah,
and you were
That was my worry about it, which is why I didn't.
People have beef.
And then we have a
Oh,
a story
yeah,
in at least 2 acts.
This is me yelling. Of course it is.
Oh, now I recognize. that.
As soon as they said each table is going to get a picture with the bride and groom, I immediately leaned into the table and said, "All right, so we're picking them up."
Oh God, your little face.
Picking up a brain.
And I
Ben's
think
just
that's
a-
it. That is the final picture.
Aw.
Yay.
At least I'm properly lifted. Tommy is at a significant slant.
I think there were only 2 people lifting me. I mean, Ben's back there.
Yeah, it was me and Brandon, and Dan was standing in the middle, so I couldn't get around to the side of the chair.
Yeah, I was listing severely.
So my right arm is reaching around the side, like trying for dear life to keep him from falling.
You can
I'm
tell
still
Jazz is
below
laughing
dance
'cause
height,
she
and I'm
thinks it's
being lifted.
ridiculous. And Tommy's laughing
No,
because
I'm
he's
scared.
terrified.
You can definitely see in my eyes that I can tell I'm listing.
Be down safely.
Yeah, it went about like that. It just went in this direction.
Shut up.
All right. That is the end of the slideshow. The
was
question is,
delightful.
do we want to keep going? What do we do now?
I have some work to do, so I can stick around for like another 10, 15, but I have to do my favorite video game, UWorld.
Boo.
Ooh, nice. Is that like Pal World?
Yeah, except instead of friends, you catch tears.
Have you guys seen those like presentation nights where it's like present to your friends like what you do or whatever? Gope and I would
We
just
should
like
do
pull
one
up
of
a
those.
40. I think Gope and I should just pull up a 40 question world block and
We would suffer.
or we should split the group in half, make one half of them clear our whole backlog and just see who has a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got like 3 words of that.
No, I
That's
the
so
sense
wild
you want
that it
to
doesn't
split us
seem
into
to do it
groups
to
and
them.
like assign each group questions to clear our backlog of questions and see which one does better.
Yeah, or Anki. Yes,
Oh,
Sweat.
God.
you will-
UWorld stream. We could do a three of us UWorld stream.
I was reminded yesterday that I once said I wanted to do a stream where I tried to take the MCAT and all of y'all who have taken the MCAT make fun of me the whole time. Except I don't want to commit to doing that for 4 hours.
We can do a 10-question UWorld bank.
Yeah.
Right now? The only other
Okay, I
option
mean,
is GeoGuessr, which I do have pulled up.
I am in the middle of a question set if you want me to project to Discord.
Please.
Do it.
Okay.
Wait. Dope. Have you seen that other challenge where they'll have like a non-medical person with all the abbreviations? Oh wow, I really do cut out. What the heck?
You do.
Sorry. I was saying, have you seen that? It's like a YouTube trend where they'll give a non-medical person a one all the abbreviations and stuff like PMHX, CAD.
Oh,
OSA,
and they just try to guess.
Yeah,
That
and
sounds
they
kinda
have to like
fun.
try and read out all of the things like T2DM. Yeah, what were you saying?
If they do that much, I wonder medics like
my God.
list of. So, do you guys like the like?
Oh
It's
no,
not
he's been
working, no.
infected.
Can't hear.
No.
Got him.
Y'all need to invest in like a little travel mic.
I have my good mic.
Wait, you hate when I use hand mic. I love hand mic.
Wait.
I
Oh no,
do
you
not
don't.
hate hand mic. I'd much prefer it to headphones.
You hate. Well, I don't have either right now, so you're just gonna need to deal with it. And no, I don't have the adapter.
All right, so what are we thinking,
Well,
team?
this looks like some
Please,
sort of
62.
blood circulation error.
As someone with a girlfriend
Oh,
who has gotten 2 concussions, I don't know what post-concussion syndrome specifically means, but I don't think any of these apply to her. So I'm gonna say it's not D.
Okay.
I don't
let's cross that
think
one
it's
off.
A.
Keith stress. Okay, we're crossing that one off.
I feel like
'Cause
it
there are-
could be possible. I don't know what a brachial plexus injury is, and I don't know
Okay.
if malingering is a
Well,
status.
if it was a spinal
Okay.
cord injury, wouldn't it be in the legs, not the arms?
It could be anywhere though.
You can have an upper extremity spinal cord injury.
Okay.
But I think you're on the right track in what you're saying is like if it was a spinal cord injury, wouldn't it be that level everything below it?
Because the numbness and then pain coming back and like difficulty picking up objects all makes me think that she's not getting proper blood flow to her hands.
So the brachial plexus is also a nerve complex. It's not vascular.
This
So
feels
it's
nerve.
probably not that.
It's a neurology question,
Wait,
by
no, if it's
I mean,
if
like
you have numbness, it could
no,
be
it
nerves,
could be that.
but
it
if
should be. Yeah.
there's
Reduced sensation in the fingertips.
difficulty picking up objects, could that be an issue with a nerve thing? Because the rest of it could be. I don't know about weakness of the hand.
I mean, spinal cord injuries are both nerve based and like paralysis based. That feels like there could be a.
Do we think the history has anything to do with this? Because I've sort of been going off the vehicle collision, but she does have a history of hypertension and osteoarthritis.
How do I?
I also don't know what malingering is, apart from just like
malingering is
Neither
like
do I.
faking an injury for attention
Oh,
or
fine.
personal gain of some
Secondary
kind.
gain.
Is that better, Liari?
so. It's probably not that one.
Do I
It's
just
B
make
or
this fully full screen?
Go,
Like, are
Benison,
we calling
B or
this
E?
woman a liar?
That is saying what?
He's saying it's B or E, so maybe uncross brachial plexus for now.
Okay.
If she has a history of hypertension
What
and
is-
osteoarthritis, it makes sense. This doesn't seem like she'd be faking it. I don't understand why she would unless she hasn't received proper treatment in the past. Or has received
What is
some kind
diffuse spondylotic changes?
Diffuse means it's everywhere as opposed to being space. Spondylitic is like it's spinal.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
spinal
damage.
Yeah, spondylosis is
Okay.
generally, you would think about it as like arthritis, but of the spine.
Is it-
I mean, this is not, but yes.
So
I mean,
her whole
spondylosis-
spine has
How do I get this to be
experienced
bigger?
changes.
She's also
Regarded-
60.
If you could change it.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to lock in E.
Gope, what are your thoughts?
All right. So this doesn't read like a concussion to me. I agree. Triceps reflex is decreased, so it's not a spinal cord injury. It'd have to be like a lower motor neuron injury.
Agreed.
Tingling and burning in all extremities makes me think of like a neuropathic pain, which maybe could be like demyelination in setting of acute stress.
Acute stress disorder is PTSD, but shorter.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so it's definitely
Stress
not that.
disorder is PTSD less than a month.
So then it's got to be malingering because brachial plexus wouldn't give you all extremities, and it would probably be unilateral, and she has weakness of hand grip bilaterally.
My only question about spinal cord injury is potentially if it's like a myelopathic picture. Although, like,
myelopathic.
but like the burning sensation is not consistent.
Yeah, I think the triflex, the decreased triceps reflex really steered me away from spinal cord.
I don't know. It feels kind of lower motor neuron to me.
What is the tricep reflex?
It's if you put your arm like this, if I hit your tricep, it goes.
Ah, I see.
Go. Can you hit F11 for me?
Well, I didn't actually do it. Just yeah, go. It's your UWorld.
What? It was spinal cord injury?
I told you!
Myelopathic. This is a myelopathy picture.
I would make a
Wow.
great doctor.
You would. Wait, so then what about the triceps reflex?
You have the lower motor neuron reflex loss. Lower motor neuron.
Wow. Okay, I'll review this later. Next
didn't-
question.
Go.
I didn't want to dunk on you on your own UWorld.
Oh, that's okay.
Go. Can you put this page on full screen?
Like hit F11. Nice.
Can you see it?
Oh,
Is there a
fun.
way to make the text a little bigger?
Yeah. All right.
Nice. That should be good. I think that's a little better. I don't understand why I
Right.
can't make your screen bigger than what it is at the moment. I remember it having a thing on the side when we streamed started, but he's 36. That's a bad sign.
I mean,
Woman?
this sounds like
Ew.
this is sounding like post
Is she
concussion.
white?
It's
Yeah.
2 glasses of wine every evening.
You will,
factitious disorder?
What
Yeah,
does
it's- I-
afebrile mean?
Is that something specific?
it
or
means
is
she
just-
doesn't
No
have a fever.
fever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if these blood pressure numbers are good or bad.
They're both fine. Blood pressure.
I didn't highlight them because they're fine.
Okay.
This has to be post-concussion, right?
Do you know,
Yeah.
Lost consciousness after getting hit in the head.
Ben? What do all the other ones mean? Out.
I guess there are other head injuries, but aren't like headaches, dizziness, inability to concentrate. I guess
This sounds like a
any headache.
sports injury.
She has no
stuff.
nightmares or
It
flashbacks
could-
of the event, so it's not post-traumatic stress disorder.
Right, and acute
that would make
stress.
me think it's not acute stress disorder either, because they're the same thing, but just over different periods of time.
I didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good learner.
I
He's a
pick
good
up
learner.
things quick, and I have a steel trap memory. So delayed
Somatic-
subdural hematoma would be like a blockage of an artery or a vein under the skin
It's a bleed
It's like
in the
a-
head.
in the head.
Yeah.
Subdural. I'm thinking of
Maybe your brain.
subdermal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the way it's delayed is, your head's a confined space. So if you bleed in the head, or sometimes when it's but big enough, push on the brain or be tight. That's the delayed aspect.
But if the scan didn't show anything, would a hematoma hide at that point?
I don't know. It's ghosts. You
Very funny to hear these explanations, like every other word.
Sorry.
Y'all, Ben, go into the Discord settings and
Yeah.
change the.
Just
like,
make it always on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So, somatic
your fault.
symptom disorder. I know the term psychosomatic. Like, does this just mean
Psychosomatic
that
is
random
vague, or, like,
symptoms are
in-
appearing?
I mean, it's just
So
somatics.
it's like kind of like after like a big event has happened, sometimes your like emotional response, your brain response will result in physical symptoms, but those physical symptoms aren't related to any problems with your body. It's just kind of your mind over matter, your mind over body. Your brain is pushing like a disease like state onto the rest of your body.
So
is
it's
that
almost
like-
like
It's
a
all in your
self-induced
head.
placebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it is like a real thing. Like they don't have any
Yeah.
control or knowledge over the fact that it's happening.
Okay.
It feels like a real pathology to them.
Why is that not just psychosomatic? Like, isn't that the same thing?
It probably was psychosomatic. If I had to guess, they probably changed it to
The phrase
Make it-
to remove the word psycho from it.
make it less. Oh my God, what's the word? Gope. Less-
Accusatory.
Stigma.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a medical word for it, but I forget.
Mm.
Whatever. Like,
If her attention and memory have not been affected, that makes me think it's probably not a concussion. Because, I mean,
Her inability to concentrate. Wouldn't you say that's attention?
it
Well, I
would.
said attention and memory is normal.
Poor sleep is also
Oh, yeah.
a
Yeah,
concussion issue.
concussion thing. She lost consciousness.
What's factitious disorder? And is it not like fictional disorder?
She's
What-
making it up.
Why is it
Factitious
factitious and not
disorder?
fictitious?
Factitious.
Yes.
Factitious disorder is Munchausen's.
Oh.
Hmm.
Also, probably not that. So probably B or D.
Gope, what do you think?
I'm actually not so sure about this. It's definitely not like she doesn't have the nightmares or flashbacks, so PTSD and acute stress seem out of the question. She has come after a month of these symptoms, and prior to the onset, she had an accident at work. And I
Mhm.
think for concussion, you're supposed to be able to return back after, like, you're supposed to return to full activity after about a month or so. Which makes me feel as though it's been like long enough that it can't be post concussion. I could see this being some sort of like worker comp situation, but I don't think that's the option that we're given when it says
No.
factitious disorder.
That would be different.
So yeah. So somatic symptoms, I usually associate that with like blindness or paralysis, not
Or
like
pain. Yeah.
not like these daily band like headaches, dizziness, fatigues, irritability. So kind of by process of elimination, I'm thinking subdural hematoma.
Can I tell you what it is?
What is it?
It's post-concussion syndrome.
Oh,
I was
all
gonna
right.
say, I know that if you get a concussion, you're not supposed to drink alcohol for a while.
It's more the idea that like you can have it. I think Gope, you're right in that like usually with a concussion, if you have rested appropriately, you should be back to normal in a month. But if you haven't, or it's just a more severe form of a TBI, it's usually
Oh.
things like anxiety, concentration,
Yeah.
things like that. It's often much more like cognitive, emotional, and the physical stuff is usually headache.
Yeah. Looks like people have symptoms for more than 3 months.
This is from me being an athlete, not from me being a medicine. I knew this
Yeah,
one.
Alright.
Daisy had a concussion
I'm
in
2
like,
for 2,
freshman year
baby.
of college and still experiences some
2 for 2 off knee-jerk
things
vibes.
from it, and just recently got a second concussion.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I am so scared of concussions, and I'm really glad I haven't had one.
I will say it's kind of
Why
funny that
didn't
the
you
first one
select
was
35-year-old male? You selected the age and for the other people.
Oh, did I?
No, I don't
I
think he
mean-
did.
It was a 60-something-year-old woman and then a 36-year-old
I
woman.
think it was because
See?
you told him to.
So I
wish
on
that
one, at
you-
least.
I wish you could give them control to highlight each on a question, and we could just
That's
like
so good.
we could just
Yeah.
nitpick we can just nitpick the shit they highlight. We're like, that's a normal
Initially
heart rate.
required.
What are you doing?
God.
No, not mechanical ventilation initially required.
Oh well, we're not gonna
Just
highlight
the word
with.
weaning above diaphoretic.
You don't want to highlight while receiving a sponge bath?
No, I didn't. Tachycardic is or heart wavering, right?
It's just
we
a
can
high
just-
heart rate.
Fast.
If we can just go back to the beginning here, I just want to point out he is previously healthy. He's not currently healthy. That's
Yeah.
No,
important.
he's not doing great right now. He
What-
did suffer
what-
a motorcycle collision that resulted in severe traumatic brain injury. So, yeah, he's
What
not
that
doing
tells you-
great.
When they put previously healthy, it just means that their past medical history is non-contributory. Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't relate to the current injury.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a history of anything.
Yeah,
Or anything relevant.
pretty much.
So-
That's how we interpret it when we're answering questions. Is like, oh, his medical history is not relevant to the question or his presentation.
So he's got high heart rate, high blood pressure, lungs are doing okay. More
I want to
a fever.
cross out alcohol withdrawal because this was 9 days after he was admitted. It would have already kicked in by now.
Yeah, alcohol withdrawal is pretty immediate and pretty severe.
It's
I
probably
don't
not
know what a lot of these
right?
are, but I can guess what they are. I don't know what paroxysmal sympathetic hyperactivity is, but I don't think it's that.
It does say he's been weaning off of mechanical ventilation, which he used to lower his intracranial pressure, which makes C seem like a possibility.
His temperature and heart rate are both high. And again, I don't know anything about blood pressure.
Blood
I
pressure.
did highlight them.
Blood pressure is high.
They're
What's
There you
a
go.
pulmonary thromboembolism?
That's a
It's a blood clot in your
Aneurysm.
lungs. No,
oh.
it's a blood clot in your lungs. Pulmonary
It's not
embolism.
that.
It's like the lung equivalent of a stroke.
His lungs
Yeah.
seem okay.
Yeah,
That
his
feels good.
oxygen
He's
saturation
res-
is good.
If he's responding to painful stimuli, F feels unlikely, right?
Yeah,
That
because
would mean he's already feeling-
depending on how painful.
So response to painful stimuli is like a test of your level of consciousness. It is if if I can't get through to you, if you aren't listening to me, you're not saying like tell me your name or whatever. If I like grab your finger and I pinch it really hard, if you don't pull your hand away from me, that's like, oh, they are
Okay.
snowed. They're down.
But still, like, pain would not be a cause of like high blood pressure, right? Like,
No,
I know the elevated temperature would be a result of like bacterial infection or sepsis or anything like that. Your body tries to burn out the infection.
yeah.
But the
He
high
does
blood
have a
pressure
new
makes me
onset
think C.
fever.
Which is what he's talking.
Yeah, C is what they did try to get him off of. And
In
it could just be
between, I guess, B and C.
intracranial pressure. Would that increase heart rate and stuff?
Go.
I don't know
What
if they're
does
big
elevated
drugs.
intracranial pressure do to your vitals?
Wow. Well, it does this thing called Cushing's triad, which increases your blood pressure, but your pulse is typically low, and
Mm.
Oh,
So
Okay,
it's
so not that.
not
So is it-
that.
I will say that I'm pretty sure. Well, no. Maybe it is F. Who knows?
Gope, what are your thoughts?
Well, should we?
Oh.
Should the idiots in the room come to a consensus on
Oh
our
yeah,
guess?
let the idiots answer first.
I'm gonna go with C. That's my gut.
I'm
2 for 2.
I'm
We'll see.
I'm gonna
I
go
wanna
with
say B.
I'll go F just to give us some coverage.
Gope.
Okay. All right. Well, I agree with Kevin that alcohol withdrawal is unlikely because of the time frame here. It would have already happened. Honestly, I forget if PE can give you like any like lung sound findings, but heart and lung sounds are normal.
Usually not.
Oh.
Usually it shows up in your vitals.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Well, maybe I
It
should
makes you
leave that
tacky.
available then. Yes, that's right. That's right. Elevated intracranial pressure we already ruled out.
I agree.
And uncontrolled acute pain, the only reason I'm thinking about it is because it said it improved after morphine addiction, like the diaphoresis, hypertensive tachycardicness.
Mhm.
But I feel like it could also just like mask a lot of other things.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It doesn't mention like nuchal rigidity or any of the other like classic signs of like meningitis, and if it's not like sepsis would also give you a much lower blood pressure. Like you wouldn't have this 194 over 110 if it's sepsis. So we can definitely cross that one out. When I think about this, like there's the like if you have a lesion around your T6, like or above,
Mhm.
I think you can get these situations where you get like sympathetic overload if you have any like disturbance below your T6 level.
Mhm.
So, and he did recently just have TBI and multiple extremity fractures. It doesn't mention any spinal cord injury though, which makes me feel like that's a little bit less likely. So I think I'm going to cross that one off.
Come on, pulmonary thromboembolism.
I don't. The thing that takes me away from PE is I don't think it increases your temperature. It can definitely make you tacky.
I think it would be a milder
Ah,
temperature.
it'll be a what?
It would be a milder temperature, like you can get a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
just. But his O2 sat is good.
Yeah, that's right. 98% on room air.
High.
So I guess we're at uncontrolled acute pain.
I would go with F as well. The fact that he's had this happen before and it improved after morphine
Yeah.
is high to me. Yeah, that's my guess. Oh shit!
What? Okay.
Wow. I don't know what that one is.
I really thought they threw that one in to like throw in something you've never studied before and to confuse you.
Right.
But
I
you
guess
had
it's also. Oh, I guess like anywhere above T6 also includes the brain. Like the
Yeah.
brain is above T6.
The
I,
brain's above all
I was
of them.
really
Brain's
hoping it
above
would be.
everything.
So the first one was woman got in a car accident and hurt her spine, obviously. Second one was woman got hit on the head. It's a concussion, obviously. And the third one was guy got in a massive car accident. Obviously, it hurts. Those feel like-
Oh no, these ones are terrible.
Oh no.
How many of these are just straight up trying to confuse you intentionally?
All of them, every single one.
All
What
of
kind
them. Yeah.
All right. No tinnitus.
If there's pain on the left side, that means the injury's on the right side, I think.
That's how you
I
get
think that the
tinnitus.
hemispheres of your brain correspond to the opposite side of your body, I think.
In most cases.
Some people have their bodies switched up on the inside.
Shit.
right?
Is that blood pressure high or low? High?
It's a little
Hi.
A little high? Okay.
A wide base.
All right. Good luck, guys, with getting.
Oh God.
Listen, kiddos, I got a wide base too.
I hate this one.
History of diabetes and hypertension.
Falls to the left if unsupported. So his left side is
So his left
part
side
that's
is
most affected, which makes me think that
Oh,
this is.
I
an
don't know the
injury-
different parts of the brain.
right
I
trunk
think this is
and
a
limb.
lesion on the right side of the brain.
But his right side of limbs also has stuff going on.
The right trunk and limbs.
Mm.
Is it cerebellum?
But
Give me
they're
What is-
stronger.
cerebellum.
They're stronger.
What is horizontal and rotational nystagmus?
Oh, so nystagmus is like, I'm going to try to demonstrate it, but probably not well. It's like when your eyes
Oh,
will
yeah, I knew
track
somebody
to
who.
one side and beat over to the other.
They go
You
real
can
fast.
probably see it in your friends if you like spin them around really fast on a chair and then ask them to and then stop them from spinning. That's why you feel like where you see the world spinning around you afterwards. Because you
Interesting.
have
So
nystagmus.
there's just a general affection of his like center of balance.
Yeah, so nystagmus
Ears,
can
though.
yeah, that
Nystagmus
could
can
be
take
ear,
up-
but then there's also parts of the brain that control your sense of balance.
And also, if you have an eye muscle abnormality, you could also.
Oh
have
yeah,
Well, yeah, left pupil is smaller than the right.
They both react to light, which is interesting.
What is the difference between the medulla and midbrain?
Oh my God.
We don't know what
They
the
have-
brain parts are. I know
Medulla
they have
oblongata.
campus.
They have different cranial nerves that come off of them. So, I
cranial
think-
nerves, I think some of them.
He does have
Medulla is
the missing
9 through 12, and midbrain is higher, I think.
trying to see if there's a way I can draw on here.
Oh my
Let's
God.
open
Go.
up midbrain CN14
Cool.
pond 58.
Are you trying to
Squid said.
What's the ASCII art
I'm
go?
gonna
you trying-
start naming cranial nerves that I know, and you can tell me whether they're affected. What part of the brain they that handles them? Facial.
The face.
What cranial-
Sorry, I'm too busy trying to create ASCII art of the brain.
The medulla is
Vestibulocochlear.
They all are kind of back there. They're all back here.
What about glossopharyngeal? I'm looking for anything here, folks.
What is your question?
I'm just
Why
saying
are you-
I'm gonna name cranial nerves, and you got to tell me what parts of the brain handle them.
Facial. I told you, facial is 7, so it's the pons. What next? What was the next
Okay,
one?
so this is 8 to 12. Is the medulla? You said.
Yeah, the medulla is 8 to 12.
Okay.
I don't know if the
glossopharyngeal.
it's 9 to 12. So glossopharyngeal is the medulla.
So I don't know where these numbers correlate to.
Vestibulocochlear.
Oh shit, vestibulocochlear is 8.
Vagus.
Vagus is 10. Medulla.
I can't
This
think of
kinda
the
looks
other
like the
ones.
little bird.
1 is olfactory, 2 is optic, 3 is oculomotor,
Oculomotor.
4 is shoot.
Okay, so this is your brain,
And
and this is your
right.
spine.
Okay.
Your midbrain is like right here where my
Okay.
my cursor is. Your cerebellum is here. I guess let me give a more pronounced cerebellum.
That's like 5
Good
spaces
girl.
in there.
Is cerebellum the place where your brain connects to your brainstem?
It's kind of behind it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like the
Um,
very back hump of your brain.
4 isn't
Yeah.
vestibulocochlear, is it? 5 is trigeminal, 6 is abducens.
T. 4 is trochlear.
Cochlear. There we go. 8 is vestibulocochlear.
I've heard all of
Um,
these before, and I just forget them.
So yeah, your cerebellum is right here. It's the balance center of your brain. Your midbrain is kind of like here-ish, I guess, in my very rough diagram. And your medulla is below that, right here.
Mhm.
So the cerebellum is the balance center?
Kind of.
Yeah, but the midbrain seems to control motor control, and pain is the other thing that jumps out to me because he has reduced reception to pain.
And
Also,
also
the specified size.
midbrain.
I would say left midbrain because it's affecting the right limbs, and that flips around, doesn't it, between the brain and the limbs?
There's weakness on his left side.
The left side of his
and
face.
Reduced sensation of pain and temperature.
It's the left side of his face and the right side of his trunk and limbs,
Yeah.
which is why I would say left
side of the
midbrain.
face. Okay, I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I would probably say left midbrain.
Send left midbrain.
Normally I would have gone for cerebellum, but the fact that it's only affecting half his body
Yeah.
asymmetrically makes me think differently.
All right.
I feel like if there's a stabbing pain, then that could also just be the fact that there is a lesion on your brain and it hurt.
Let me think through this. So, you have sensation to pain and temperature decrease on the left side of the face and the right side of your trunk and limbs. So, we're always operating on the opposite side to the trunk and limbs. So, the left. Also, because there's sensation to pain and temperature that's changed, that's not going to involve the cerebellum.
Nice.
And let's see. In the midbrain, that's before the face stuff has crossed over. So I think we have to be in the left medulla. Yay!
Wow. Wow, that's a very even split between people who guessed medulla and midbrain.
Yeah.
But you can tell they did the right left thing, and then they were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Tell you. Nice job.
All right. Next
So-
question.
So it passes through them one at a time between the medulla and midbrain? Because you said
It's that
Okay.
they're stacked on top of each other, so you can localize usually.
Yeah, so this is where you're like, this is kind of where you're getting your stuff from the brain. Brain's up here.
Accessory.
This is your midbrain. This is the pons, and then this is the medulla. So your body sensory pathways cross over, like they go up, like they cross over here and they travel up this way over to here.
Mm-hmm.
But all of these ones, like the vestibular, the cochlear, trigeminal, facial, abducens, these are all what are called cranial nerves. They go from your brain to your face. So they cross over at different points, basically. So, like by the time that all of these have crossed over, because everything goes to the opposite side, by the time all of these have crossed over, the ones that go to your body still haven't crossed over, because all of these must have crossed over by the time you're exiting the medulla, whereas the body crosses over underneath.
Mm.
So you can tell, like, if something is affecting the one side of your face but the other side of your body, that can help you identify like what's crossed over and what hasn't. I don't know if that
Because the things going to your face or from your face haven't crossed over yet, but from your body have.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay.
The only other
What
thing
part
that
of
had
the
me
brain do they cut to separate the two hemispheres and those people where they're like, oh, I no longer have control over this side of my body?
Oh, that's the corpus callosum. They used to do that
Corpus
for
callosum, right.
yeah.
I
as
think
a
about-
Highlight all
cure
of the
for
things in the
epilepsy.
next one, and then remove only the things that are important.
Unfortunately, if I do a big highlight, it only lets me unhighlight the whole thing at once.
Yes, I'm
Oh.
saying highlight everything that's not important individually and slowly.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Comes into the office due to, or the.
He says.
This is a poem, I think.
I'd argue that everything he's saying is important just because he's saying it.
I think we're all important in our own way.
32-year-old man.
No, what are you saying? What does that mean?
Nothing.
Melatonin is the issue. He thinks it's melanin and he wants a tan.
Non-contributory.
Unable to, so he's experiencing sleep paralysis
And
for
narcolepsy.
sure. Does
Doesn't
smoke
matter.
marijuana a few times a month.
Oh, of course that
Whoa.
doctors think obesity is important.
Remarkable for obesity is a wild statement.
Well, continuous
Remarkable-
positive
You know,
airway
I
pressure,
know,
would that be like a
medically it
CPAP
means something,
machine?
But if I were to just like say that to
That's
Oh,
someone,
CPANP. Yeah.
Sorry, that's literally a CPAP machine. I mean, that's possible, but I mean, if he's obese, which could contribute to a poor quality of sleep, I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know if poor sleep quality can cause sleep paralysis. I don't know. Is that a cause of sleep paralysis?
I don't know, buddy. You tell me.
I take
No,
melatonin and it doesn't tend to make me less sleepy. Like it helps me sleep, but I usually wake up the next morning feeling still kind of tired.
but you
I
could
don't
also
know
be-
what the other ones are. I know what a CPAP machine is, and I know what melatonin is.
I've heard of clozapam, but I don't know what it is.
That's
I would-
it's Klonopin. It's a benzo.
I would love to do a study where you take all of these like medicine
Yeah.
names, either name brand or these kinds, and do the like histogram of letter frequency and see how that matches up to the English language. So you're
Too
gonna
many
get a lot
Z's. Way too
Z's.
many Z's.
Z's, X's, Q's.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear
I
people
wanna-
talking about benzo a lot. I don't actually know what it does, but I
think
know a
it's
lot
a-
of
it
people take
knocks
it
you out.
recreationally. So is it just kind of similar to melatonin and its effects? Or is it more
And the fact that it
intense?
makes you sleepy, but it has to be more intense.
I mean, they're both like downers in like 1,000-foot sense, but the way they do it is different.
Okay. They like target different receptors in the brain.
Yeah, everything is like are different molecules. So yeah, different receptors is a good way to think about it.
I want to cross out melatonin because he doesn't say anything about issues sleeping.
Yeah, in fact, he falls asleep regularly. I mean, it could be possible that he is narcoleptic. What treats narcolepsy?
A medication that you may not recognize from this list.
Okay. So he's not narcoleptic, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
One of these is the
Okay.
narcolepsy.
Yes, one of these.
Oh,
No.
the one of the ones I don't recognize is the one
It's
that
got to
treats
be
narcolepsy.
Pramipexole. I'm going with that one.
Dope, what are your thoughts? Because I think
I mean, I
they
think-
hampered by not knowing the meds.
Yeah.
I think Ty got it that it is narcolepsy.
I agree. So what's the
Because
med?
it's I forget. I feel like I'm leaning towards pramipexole.
I believe it's modafinil. Actually, no, shit. No, modafinil's the... Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's modafinil.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, I
knew
was
it.
at least right that he was narcoleptic. That's cool.
no, you did great. Yeah.
Pramipexole is for Parkinson's.
Oh, restless leg.
Good
So
guy.
I got it.
But you did
Yeah,
great,
you
Ty.
got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Orexin.
I know
Oh, no,
all
sorry.
about not being able to sleep well.
We also... It's a non-amphetamine, so it's also used for ADHD. So
Oh, maybe I should take modafinil.
If you didn't like what you had already
Really,
been
really, it's
like
not amphetamine.
prescribed,
Well, it's a
you asked to
non-amphetamine
try
brain
something
fog.
else.
Yeah. Well, I like what I take now because it's an anxiety medication. I just need an ADD medication. I used to take Wellbutrin, but it didn't do a whole lot for me.
No, this one really does matter that he's right-handed because lefties are weird. They're like their bodies are different.
They're freaks.
Don't even get me started on ambidextrous people. They're not even really human.
Tommy, are you trying to sell us something?
No. No.
You're not part of the lizard people?
What is
I'm not saying I
stenosis?
wasn't.
What does
What
that
is
mean?
what, Kevin?
What is stenosis?
Narrowing.
Ah,
It's like, you know, the Plavix ads where they have like the little platelets floating by and your artery gets skinnier. That's
Mhm.
that's the stenosis in this context.
Ambidextrousness, the
No.
bisexuality
Also
of
a
mobility.
and
Regular squared.
stenosis
So-
would increase blood pressure?
Stenosis can be a cause of heart attack and stroke. So you can,
Yeah, because it makes
because it'll choke off the
clot.
artery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually a
afraid-
person who has higher degrees of stenosis will have a higher blood pressure. But
Okay.
I'm afraid I don't quite remember what lipids are from biology, but I know what
Fats,
emia
right?
means. Well,
Yeah.
fats and lipids, are they under the same thing, fats and lipids together? So there's an excess amount of fat in his blood?
Meaning
Yeah.
presence in blood.
Yeah, emia meaning present. Yeah, I watch Chubby Emu. Yeah, so hypertension, so he has high blood pressure, high levels of fat in his blood, type 2 diabetes, autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease.
So
Oh,
he
wow.
has cysts.
He has cysts on his kidneys.
Yeah.
and other stuff.
Yeah. Speaks in very short sentences and has difficulty finding words, awake but struggles to follow simple commands. Forced conjugate gaze preference to the left, right visual field defect, and severe right lower facial droop. Well, that sounds kind of like a stroke to me.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
this is
Those are all symptoms of a stroke.
And all the other stuff.
Especially like severe difficulty speaking, weakness, transient ischemic episode manifesting as left arm weakness. Yeah, this all sounds like stroke.
yeah.
Is the stroke going to cause the ventricular hypertrophy and atrial enlargement though? 'Cause
Other way
that's
around.
all in the.
Yes, it's kind of
That's
the
all 3 months ago. And so that
Yeah.
causes clot.
Oh, I didn't see the time
Those are-
skip.
Yeah, so those are what caused clotting,
It's like-
which
it's like
led
2
to
months
the
ago.
stroke, which he's more
Stroke is
susceptible
sad.
to because of his like blood pressure and fat in his blood and diabetes.
Go, Paul. Why hadn't you highlighted 3 months ago?
It's true. Go you're
Oh,
Which is a carotid artery atherosclerosis. Is that a stroke?
No, one of them is called a stroke.
Oh,
It says it
well,
right
that's
there.
subcortical lacunar stroke. I don't know if that has to do with your heart.
The answer is
Oh.
stroke.
So
Then
yeah, so
stroke.
what no. What they're asking is like, and this when you asked like how hard are these questions? Realizing that he has a stroke, that this is a stroke picture is like step
That's
one.
the base level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the most key cause is why did this guy have a stroke?
Hmm.
I would say
this
because that's
entire-
a clot traveling from the heart up into the brain.
That is what that means.
Your carotid artery is
It's like,
the one like here on the side of your neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what atherosclerosis means.
It's the thing I described. It narrows because you have platelets
Oh.
and other
Okay.
stuff clotting it off.
Hyperglycemic non-ketotic state would be a high level of sugar, which is that the opposite of what
Isn't-
would happen
wouldn't-
if you have type 2 diabetes, or is that exactly what happens with type 2?
It's kind of like diabetic ketoacidosis, but for type 2 diabetes, which can cause altered mental status.
Okay,
So,
so,
like-
that's possible. So C is possible.
It feels less relevant to the other effects, though. It's not a hemorrhage. I think that
I
feels
don't
too
know
extreme.
what subcortical is, but just based off how the word sounds and the fact that it has sub in it, it's probably lower than.
Well,
What we're saying
sub I think
maybe?
is just means under.
Yes,
so
I
it
don't know
could,
what
like,
cortical is. That's what I was saying.
The cortex is like the higher parts of your brain, so if
Oh,
it's
okay, it's the
subcortex,
cortex.
probably more like brainstem.
Yeah.
brainstem. Okay. I don't know if it would be brainstem that. Well, it could be brainstem because
Or his is
you're
or his issues with
experiencing
balance,
specific issues on one side of the body.
That would be
but all
higher
his
than.
yeah, or his issues with balance, or are they with higher functions?
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
lizard
they
brain
are with
stuff.
higher function.
That's higher than
Mhm.
lizard brain.
So it's not E.
I don't think so, but
Not
I'm also
E.
not the boss of anything.
DC.
Arachnoid is
I've locked in
one
A.
of your like arteries, right?
It's one of the layers of the brain.
Okay.
That's called spider brain. It's a
There's lizard brain and spider brain.
You have yeah.
Here's a question.
Arachnoid.
Is-
Okay.
Like you said, you have to go to the actual source of this.
Yeah, what
Is the
caused him
difference
to have a
between A and
stroke?
B the level of the layers there? Like, is it he had a cardiogenic emboli because he had cardioid artery atherosclerosis?
So the carotid artery is like the artery that's in your neck here.
Yeah.
Cardiogenic, cardio means cardio, meaning heart, genic, meaning source or origin. So that means an embolus, which is like a little clot guy
Mhm.
from the heart, traveled up into your brain.
Yeah, so Kevin
Atherosclerosis is kind of like a hard narrowing.
That's what I'm thinking, because his carotid arteries tightened up, formed the clot, it got thrown into his brain.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question. Like, the cardiogenic emboli seems like it is the more, like, that's the definition of what a stroke is, but do we need to figure out what caused that? And is that going to be B? It sounds like no. It sounds like it's just
those are two separate things. Cardiogenic emboli and carotid artery atherosclerosis are two
Yeah.
different pathologies.
So
both of which cause a stroke.
carotid, carotid is this artery. Cardio is your heart. So those are talking about two different locations.
Mhm.
I worry that there's too much like lingo and like the percentage of stenosis. They don't know like what the red flag
Yeah.
percentage is. Gope, what are your thoughts?
All right, so it looks like we have a stroke here with some like I think the word finding difficulty makes me think that there's some cortical signs involved.
Mm-hmm.
HHGS, this is not anywhere near the picture of it. That's like usually severe illness, like no access to water, like more insidious onset. This is not that picture at all. Subarachnoid hemorrhage, there's no headache involvement. And atherosclerosis, like he's at 30%. Like he's chilling as of 3 months ago. It's not going to have changed that much. They're giving us like heavy, like pulses irregular. Like they're giving us like heavy emboli like signals over here.
Yep.
Subcortical lacunar stroke was the only other one I was thinking about, but it is subcortical. It does play nice with this like weakness at sensory loss.
Right.
But I think just the fact that there are these like word finding commands, word finding difficulty makes me think it's more cortical. So it would be this one.
That's my thought too. The percentage is nowhere near 70%.
Yeah.
Cardiogenic emboli would be an AFib picture.
Yay.
Hooray!
Kevin is sniping. The ones that Kevin snipes, he
Turns
snipes them
Kevin-
in the first 10
Turns
seconds.
out Kevin's a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Kevin's been a doctor.
I'm there to just stand
there.
it. I'm there to just stand next to GoPaul while he thinks about it. And I'm like, it's that.
Oh man.
Ganglia is like, is that related to your like kind of like ankle and wrist kind of joints?
The basal ganglia is a region in the brain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one responsible for like originating movement.
Yeah.
I've heard
call people gangly.
I've heard the term like ganglion cyst.
Mm,
which I
That
think
is a
often I see
specific-
turns up on like that upper side of the hand or
So-
the wrist.
No, Ty, you have some good knowledge. So ganglia is any kind of region where a whole bunch of nerves come together in synapse
Okay.
all at once. That little district is called a ganglia.
Okay.
So you have them all over your body, including in like you got your little
Yeah, you have a lot of
ganglion
nerves in
cysts
your hands and
wrist.
fingers and stuff.
Right, but the basal ganglia is talking about a specific ganglia. So,
Okay. The basal ganglia is a region in the brain.
yeah, but it's a good thought process. Just
Okay.
the wrong answer.
Yeah.
And ganglion cysts are in the wrist, so you had that too.
This looks like it's like a fine motor skills issue. Like he has to put a lot of effort in to move his right hip and knee, and he can't land softly. Like he's throwing it up and landing. Romberg sign is the one where like if you close your eyes, you sway and fall.
Whoa,
Yeah.
you really know
Wow.
it.
So he doesn't have that.
That's
so he's
good.
stable.
Teach you.
Yeah, you just
No.
tested my like.
It's a shame that I know. The reason that I know it is a great shame.
Okay, great. We can talk about that offline.
Wait,
don't-
so
I
when
don't
they
know
mean
what
it's
is-
negative, so when he closes his eyes, he does not sway.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
not sway and fall.
Does
Yeah.
not.
So it's
So
not a
this
balance
is not like a subconscious thing that he's
It's not a
doing.
vision centered thing
True.
because
He's like
he-
physically responding to something by changing the way that he moves.
So basically,
that's
Romberg
not-
sign what it asks is, does your brain, without the help of your eyes, so just by like the body sensing its own position, does it know that it's tilting to one side, and can it make those corrections to get you
Yeah.
back up to balance? So sometimes like people's intrinsic balance sense is thrown off, but because they can see the world and they notice like, oh, I'm falling, the room is tilting around me,
Mhm.
they can get back to standing. But the Romberg test removes that.
correct.
Okay. So I just
I-
again confirming in this case, Romberg sign is negative means he does not fall over when he closes his eyes.
He does not fall over.
Okay.
So I want to cross out sensory neuropathy because it seems
Yeah.
to be working properly.
What is the? I'm going. My brain says cerebellar dysfunction.
Cerebellar.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one that you said was the balance center. But this feels
Mhm.
the fact that it is specifically the right foot takes more energy and slaps make me feel like it's not a general balance thing. It's something more specific that he doesn't have stability on his right side.
What is the disease? I don't know if it's technically a disease where people don't have great motor function, so they have the crutches and their legs don't walk super easily.
Oh,
Can be a lot of them,
Less.
unfortunately.
It has to do with the
There's,
cerebellum, I
like-
believe.
It's not like
like there's the son on Breaking Bad has it. If it's what I'm thinking.
Yes,
Oh,
that's what I'm thinking of.
You
What is that
mean
That was
called?
ALS,
cerebral
right?
palsy?
Cerebral
Oh,
palsy.
cerebral
is
palsy,
what I'm
yeah.
thinking. That's what
Yeah, that could be one.
But cerebral
But
palsy
that's
is
not cerebellar.
Yeah.
It's like a spinal cord problem.
Is that cerebrum versus cerebellum?
Correct.
Okay.
Those are two
that's-
different
Also,
things.
That's where I got it wrong.
I think it's always congenital, pretty much. Like you were born.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I hesitated to call it a disease. But it was just.
I mean,
the first
it's
thing I thought
it's it can still be considered a disease state, but I hear what you're saying. Like, in this guy has not contracted or developed cerebral palsy at 34.
Yes, I wasn't saying he was. I was just. I
Actually,
thought
54.
cerebellar
Oh, shit.
and cerebral mix up.
So fibular neuropathy in this case is fibular referring to fibula, like your thigh bone.
It's
So
just,
yeah, but that
what I'm-
bone has a nerve associated with it, like the
Perineal.
nerve that's near it.
peroneal
Peroneal.
to
I wanna say-
distinguish it from the perineal nerve, which is also a nerve.
The perennial.
No, the perineal is in the perineum.
Perineal
said-
is a different one.
This nerve comes back every
I
year.
want to go back to the side being specific because it's the right foot that slaps the floor with each step, which makes me think that this is a connection between the spine and brain, which is making me think D.
It could also just be that there is a specific neuropathy in his right leg rather than his
Yeah.
left. Like that nerve could be pinched or somehow otherwise affected, which could lead to him having to kind of,
Would that affect his hip then?
well, your fibula is pretty
Lower
much
than your hip.
connected to your hip.
I mean, it is, but it's lower.
Yeah, but so if you have to work
You'd
harder
be
to get
flexing to like brace your leg if you're feeling pain when you walk on your right leg, and it diminishes if you like have your foot flat rather than kind of like roll your foot down when you're walking. I wonder if it's related to the movement of kind of the leg, and it could be related to a nerve being damaged or otherwise injured in the upper right leg.
I'm gonna guess by the silence that that's not.
The silence has nothing to do with it, at least for me.
Yeah, I'm just like, if somebody's cooking, let them cook. If they have questions or are getting something very wrong, I'll jump in. But
Fully just I'm fully going out on a limb here, like extrapolating what tiny amount of knowledge I have into some kind of
That's-
like
I think that's the whole point of this.
vaguely irrelevant idea. Like I don't know.
probably B. Like I don't think it's B because this feels more specific than just like generally your balance center's off. I don't think it's E because the frontal lobe shouldn't have anything to do with this.
But so, Umrith, you said the basal ganglia is related to the wrist.
No, I'm saying when you were
No.
talking about ganglion cysts.
Ganglia,
Ganglion
yeah. What is the basal ganglia
It's in the
specifically?
brain.
Yeah, it's in the brain, but like,
brain, it has to do with like more coordinated movement. So it's not like the cerebellum, where cerebellum is like
Okay.
balance. Basal ganglia is more like extremity.
This
okay.
doesn't sound too bad. That all feels in line with what we've been talking about.
Like his leg moves and he can walk. He just walks a little funny.
He's uncoordinated with that one limb. Prominently flexes feels funny because that feels more that it is more difficult rather than he doesn't have the control. Right?
Well,
He has to put an effort.
he's over flexing it. It's
Yeah.
So along the same vein, he's over flexing his hip and knee, but his foot is slapping the floor. Is he flexing his foot or not?
No.
no.
Yes. All of his whole movement is coming from his hip. I guess in the knee.
Right. So if he's
So
able to generate
he's, like,
movement with
throwing
his
that.
hip, where's the fibula?
The fibula is below the hip, so he can't generate movement in his
Oh, but he can generate it in
But he can with
extremities,
his
like his
knee.
foot.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
can flex his knee though,
Oh,
which is
Yeah.
below
Okay,
the
that-
fibula.
Yeah. So see,
Your nerves are different than your bones, right?
yeah, but
Like the territory of your nerves, even if it shares a similar name to a bone, it's not necessarily just, it's not like there's no nerve to a bone. There's nerves to
Yeah.
muscle, right?
Yes,
And muscle
I-
doesn't
They just
exactly
happen
like-
to cross over.
Did you not say
majorly
that
that
it
area.
had to do with fibula when we asked?
So
about
it passes
So-
by, yeah.
When
Yeah.
But
when they say prominently flexes his right hip and knee, does that mean it's a symptom like he's overflexing it, or is that just they work properly?
so flexing, can you see my legs?
Yes.
Okay. So flexing your hip and knee would look like this.
Yeah.
So like in a normal walk, you would walk like this. This guy is walking like this.
And he's
Okay, so he's overflexing.
yeah. So prominently is the flexing is prominent, not just like notably. He can flex his legs. It's not just a medical lingo.
So there's more problem than just his foot is not flexing,
or he's
Or that's the
compensating.
only, yeah, that's the only way he can get his
or
foot
he's
to-
compensating.
I feel like C makes the most sense.
I'm
That's
just
my-
gonna pretend that I was cooking like crazy.
You can tell that Gope was dying for that answer because he was like, anyone say C, God, please.
Well, that's what I was
so
saying. I was like, I think it's C.
This is describing. I think you guys are basically there. This is describing foot drop. So you're not able to lift your foot. So
Mhm.
if you try to walk without lifting your foot, you'll quickly realize you need to compensate for your foot. avoid your foot dragging on the ground or catching on the ground by overcompensating with your hip and knee to lift it.
Swing it forward.
That's also why it slaps the floor with each step, because you're not able to lift it to stop its descent from basically smacking the ground.
I feel like we figured that out relatively easily, and then it's just
Oh, you just didn't know
which
what
one of
it
these means
yeah.
that?
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Any
This has got
point,
foot
Goat,
drop.
you are
Yeah.
allowed to step in and say, you're on the right track, this is why, because we spent 10 minutes on that one, and I don't want to make this...
Oh, Wait, no, that's exactly what I did. I'm having a great time.
I'm having, yeah, y'all were cooking, and then I started being like, yeah, so why is he bending his knee so bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, you've diagnosed the problem. Just put a name to it.
You guys are so funny.
This patient is an ageless, genderless blob.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Well, that's the first screen marker I've added today.
I feel like we've had some good moments.
A slime mold is evaluated for a month-long history.
Wait, are we still streaming what under just chatting, or is there a UWorld category on Twitch?
I did try to search for a UWorld category, it does not exist. Be
Sad.
the change you want to see in the world, Goat.
Oh my god. But UWorld's gonna like sue us for
That's my
putting
most
up
favorite thing about these
questions.
headphones.
Oh,
I
probably.
thought maybe that's not a button, because what's the button at the top?
There's no button. It's just a touch thing. I hate it. I don't know why they would do that.
So weird. I
Because
could've
if
sworn
it's
I felt
raining,
it
it'll
just
just
now.
happen. Because it's so annoying.
Oh, cool.
Fasciculations are present.
Too much cholesterol.
Is that related to fasciitis, like planar fasciitis?
Fasciculations are like tiny little twitches in your muscles and extremities.
Okay.
Overall, I would say it's like it's an overactivity that causes them.
Yeah, I get those after driving to PA.
Just
For like driving for 9 hours, my pinky will twitch a little bit occasionally.
intermittent weakness of the right foot, 3-month history of
Right
progressive
foot
left
on left
arm
leg.
weakness, no dysphagia, dysarthria, sensory loss, bowel or bladder impairment.
Those
Boy.
weren't important. They're not highlighted.
Which, for people who know what that means, would immediately be
Oh.
like, "Oh, then that means we're ruling out
Wait,
whatever."
No difficulty swallowing, no difficulty forming
Speaking.
words physically.
Yeah.
And then the other ones.
Yeah.
So this is not a stroke, kind of, is what they're saying.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So
I'm guessing you highlighted the blood pressure because she has hypertension, so this is
It's-
actually low for
it's-
her.
It's mildly high blood pressure. It's I could honestly have not highlighted
Yeah.
it.
I would
Okay.
not. I would not be like reacting to that blood pressure in this. I would say her
So-
vitals are.
So her current status is like nothing's wrong except that her right foot and her left leg are weak and atrophied, and
And her
like
right leg is twitching.
overexerted. And these are the medications she's taking, and these are her labs,
Yeah.
which I don't think we're going to be able to suffer through unless you tell us.
Yeah.
This one we have a lot less to go on.
Yeah.
All I
So
know is that people take
creatine
creatine to get
kinase-
gains.
so it's involved in what part of the body?
Muscles.
Muscles.
Muscles. So it's a sign of muscle breakdown if your creatine kinase is elevated.
Okay.
Mm.
Is
Um,
that elevated?
So that is so I have a system. I don't know if other people do the same thing where if it's high, I highlight the units, and if it's low, I highlight the numbers.
Hmm.
Oh, I like that.
Just like so, it's like a visual, like, oh, this is unusual, and I don't have to look again if it's high.
So
So
she's
that's
experiencing
elevated,
she's experiencing muscle breakdown. Her
right? Which you can
hemoglobin is
kind of
high.
Makes sense.
correlate it with weakness and atrophy of the distal muscles. So that's kind of saying like, yes, there's atrophy of the distal muscles.
That's why.
Hemoglobin A1C. A1C is basically if your hemoglobin is stuck to like a glucose. So hemoglobin A1C is actually a marker that they use to measure the strength or the amount of sugar that you have in your body when you're diabetic. So 7.1 is technically higher than the healthy adult range, but for a diabetic, it's pretty well controlled diabetes.
The next two are normal.
Next to our normal, so we won't get super into those.
Can you tell you if it's normal? If it's
Too
normal,
much
No, it's just they
hyperthyroid.
have a lab
So
table.
this is she has
And so those
hyperthyroidism.
Table.
So, well, actually, I guess we will have to talk about this one because
Wait. Could he?
So-
The fact that creatine is high, is that available information? Or did
Yeah, there's a lab table on you.
Yeah.
Okay, it
so
tells you
like
the
there's
reference.
this whole
Just
thing.
B12 and T4.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this whole data sheet is available to us on this practice like bank, but also on the Real Deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So then this one, thyroid stimulating hormone, is basically like you have a hormone that your brain sends to your thyroid telling it to make more thyroid. We need to increase the amount of thyroid. But then you also have like this free T4 that represents like a portion of the thyroid that's released to the body.
Yeah.
So that one is within the normal range. So this kind of tells you like, hey, like the body's making a ton of thyroid stimulating hormone, but your actual thyroid amount in your body is it's just kind of normal.
So that kind of means it's less important. So the takeaway here is the creatine.
No.
No.
The takeaway here is that your body is sending a lot of like, we need more thyroid. Give us more thyroid. But
Even though
you're
it
only
doesn't.
but you're only getting out of it a normal amount, which means
So
that
you
the
have
thyroid.
like too much
Hypothyroid.
thyroid hormone.
you have
No,
too
you don't.
much tough. You
Not
it's as if you. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of a real life.
It's as if the demand is high and the supply is normal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we see the possible answers?
This is rough because you guys don't know what any of these are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not one.
So
Glucose
I've
would
heard of
be-
prednisone before.
So the first
I
one
don't know what it
is like,
does.
well, the first one is like her diabetes is out of control, so control her diabetes. The
It's
second
not.
one, what? Oh, hi, sorry. The second one is the second one is it's a biologic, but it is used in multiple sclerosis, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The third one is a synthetic thyroid hormone.
So that one.
Prednisone is a steroid, so it decreases inflammation. Riluzole is used for ALS. And a statin is used when you have high cholesterol, but it can cause side effects. So it's saying take her off of her statin.
So it's the third one.
It's,
Well, the third
it has
one
high cholesterol.
would cover the symptoms, but it wasn't. It wouldn't do anything about the cause. What is the cause of
Yeah, you
not
guys need
responding to your body's signals? Because the C would just be a band-aid solution.
But the question is, what is treating the current symptoms?
most helpful in treating symptoms.
Yeah.
So that would be.
does
in this,
does
right?
cholesterol affect your thyroid at all?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
So then
Like,
statin
probably.
discontinuation would probably not do a whole lot.
I think you guys are
So-
hyper focused on the thyroid.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
it
we
does
should
say
have.
she has high cholesterol in her blood, and statin it gives you cholesterol, or
It treats high
So-
cholesterol.
it treats
Yeah.
high cholesterol. So that would not help. That would make things worse.
Does anything about weakness, atrophy, fasciculations, deep tendon reflexes tell you guys anything about a potential diagnosis?
MS.
She's
My guess is that it
dehydrated.
wouldn't. My guess is that it wouldn't tell you.
Okay.
She's dehydrated.
I feel like Gope, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so I'm looking at this weakness, atrophy, and fasciculation. Fasciculations especially make me think of like upper motor neuron signs,
Mm-hmm.
which means also like we can cross some of these off right away. Like this is subclinical hypothyroidism.
Agreed.
And the A1C is quite well controlled. Like we don't need to care about blood glucose.
Mhm.
Upper motor neuron signs and lower motor neuron signs, like maybe we could think of like an ALS picture. I'm gonna come back to Riluzole.
Yeah.
Statin discontinuation seems very unlikely because it's intermittent weakness, and like I think like the rhabdo from statins is usually like very painful,
it doesn't
like
feel like
very
myopic.
abrupt. Yeah. Interferon beta, like even if this was MS, if this is an MS flare, the most helpful thing in treating this patient's current symptoms wouldn't be interferon beta. Flare treatment is prednisone.
Yep.
And it probably is also the flare treatment for ALS. So I think even without deciding between ALS and MS, it's probably just prednisone.
I agree. I think the one-liner at the top is a little bit of the relapsing remitting, also just
Yeah.
demographically. This is a young woman,
Yeah.
I mean, youngish, a middle-aged woman. If it was like an older man, I'd be more inclined to pick ALS.
I think that's a really good call out. Yeah.
Pretty sure it's pred. Oh shit!
Uh,
Oh my god, it was ALS.
Oh,
only 17%.
Wow.
Right. Why do we think it's?
It is the number 2.
Oh, ALS is upper motor neuron and lower motor neuron. You know what it was? She has brisk DTRs, but she has weakness and atrophy. That's what that is.
Okay. Yeah. That's super right.
Upper and lower motor neuron. I hate
I could have
ALS.
also sworn that flares were steroids for ALS, but I guess not.
so
Riley-
MS doesn't cause atrophy.
MS is usually, they call it upper motor neuron symptoms, which is more like overactive stuff. So you will be like hypertrophied or
Okay.
ick. Yeah. Okay, Riley's.
Wow. All
ALS
right.
always messes me up on exams. Don't even worry about it.
It's crazy.
Well, the
yeah.
good thing is that as soon as you're shown the right answer, you understand exactly why it is the right answer.
That's what makes it so painful
Yeah.
to do, though. Also, this
Yeah,
one's going to be rough for them because they don't know any of these.
Oh my
diagnoses.
god, yeah. Maybe we shouldn't have them do this
It's
one.
Sturge-Weber syndrome.
Neurofibromatosis type 2.
All right.
Putting all in. All my
We-
chips are going in on
all of us-
Sturge-Weber syndrome.
All of us can read with no input, and we just have to guess
Oh my
Yeah.
based
right.
off.
That's funny.
Complete
Yeah.
silence.
This is gonna be very quiet for about 5 minutes.
Ty, can you sing quietly in the background?
I also need to read it.
Yes, but you can do that.
This is serious business.
4 days
Her
of
left arm
summer
became to twitch.
vacation.
That's what we're doing right now.
School comes along just to end it. So the annual. That's probably copyrighted. I'll do something from a few hundred years ago.
Birthday.
Dieses Wunder Iris schenket dir Weisheit Geist dem neuen Paar.
So I do want to say that I got to the point where it says shows a sleepy but arousable toddler lying on the bed, and I went, what does that mean? In my head, all of these have been 30-plus-year-old people, and then I looked up and I saw a 3-year-old girl. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
What is erythematous?
You don't get any input.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We're going off vibes.
Okay.
But we
I
can.
really hope it's one of B and C.
But we can clarify
We just have to
to.
guess which.
We
type.
can clarify to Tommy that a toddler is not an adult, right?
Yeah.
I know, I'm well aware.
No.
I teach them.
I want. There's no use in me saying anything, but I want to be able to express my thoughts out loud.
We can at the end.
I mean, if you tell us, yeah,
After you lock in.
after everyone locks in, you can give us your thoughts, Titan.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I'll go first. I'll be brave and say it's E.
I'm gonna say A. I don't know why.
I'm gonna say C.
Kevin.
I don't know what Sturge-Weber syndrome is, but like if it's the only one people haven't guessed, I'll go D. But I do think it's A.
You can say A.
It's A.
No, I'm going D.
Free country.
Somebody's gonna be right.
What scope? What do you have?
Okay, so I actually have very little idea what's going on. The
Yay! I love it when my doctor says that.
So the hyperpigmented macule with an irregular border on the abdomen makes me think of cafe au lait spots, which would be like a neurofibromatosis. But the erythematous patch, which is pregnant on the right forehead and upper eyelid, and really makes me think of Sturge-Weber syndrome.
Yep.
And you could think that that was a capillary hemangioma, but they would not be symptomatic this way. So that's actually the one that I feel most comfortable crossing off. I think none of the skin manifestations match tuberous sclerosis. We don't have our Shaw green patches or ash leaf spots. I feel like I'm going to go with Sturge-Weber.
Come on.
Squid
I
was
saw
gonna.
hyperpigmented macule with an irregular border, and I just thought that's skin cancer.
Yeah, I agree with
Let's
you.
go. Oh,
Hey, I did
Sturge-Weber.
say at the very beginning that I put on my chips.
I don't know
for
what
that
Sturge-Weber syndrome is.
I've never been so happy that a 3-year-old has a neurological disorder.
one.
This is the second happiest time.
We gotta put that in
Were
the
you
post
somewhere?
tab.
I was just saying, you were. They have port wine stain on the face. They also have nevus flammeus, which is the.
Oh, nevus flammeus. That's what I forgot. The port wine stain on the face is kind of what I figured the other one was, and I was like, that. I feel like that's only Sturge-Weber, but
Yeah.
I forgot about the nevus flammeus. Wow,
And they also have
that's on me
visual-
for disrespecting nevus flammeus.
You're all right.
Oh wait, oh no, they're the same thing.
They are,
Never mind.
but I think about them as like they can also be in a the capillary malformations. That's I think of them as being separate because that reminds me they can go on the body.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good point.
Gained 2 viewers immediately after Kevin said I've never been so good.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
Guys, this is the last one, so everyone has.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta lock in.
This one's not a
They're
topic.
63. This is a infinitely older person than the last one.
Infinitely 60
21
years.
times.
60 years is an age.
It is an age.
Also, this is my disclaimer is I've always been bad at dementia questions. Like these are
They're
not.
so hard.
Dementia.
Yeah, these are all different types of dementia. How do you tell them apart? Because I haven't learned.
I was like, I thought dementia, and I was like, oh yeah, changes in behavior, unable to, like, poor performance, difficulty planning meetings, it's dementia. And then I saw that all of the answers are dementia, and I was like, oh no.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but she had recent bouts of sadness and urinary frequency is a wild 2 things to put right next to each other. And are they connected?
It's just
She
just
had the
liquids
bouts of
coming out,
sadness
man.
because she kept peeing herself.
it's just liquids coming out of the body.
Okay.
Well, if she
This
has
is not-
urinary frequency, it might be that she has a weak bladder, which could make me think of, like, I don't know if Parkinson's affects that, but Parkinson's includes, like, does Parkinson's include muscle weakness, or is it just like tremors and?
I think it's
isn't it just loss of control?
So
You kind of like move slower
right.
in general, and like you also kind of like lose some of your muscle activity in your face as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz didn't want to hang out for this.
okay, so this doesn't feel like Alzheimer's because they don't mention memory at all, unless that is within the Montreal Cognitive Assessment.
I want to cross off
18%
Alzheimer's. I want to cross off Alzheimer's just because it's the only answer that doesn't mention dementia.
They're very similar, but it's more memory loss specifically rather than confusion.
Yeah.
Vascular. What is
blood
reflex?
pressure blood pressure is normal, right?
Overactive.
Like temp is normal, blood pressure is normal, pulse is normal.
None of it's highlighted. I mean, blood pressure's
Respiration
technically
should be
high,
normal.
but like we don't care.
That makes me think it's
hypertension.
probably not vascular. But she does have hypertension and type 2 diabetes.
I feel like they would mention.
It could be. I don't know what Lewy bodies are.
I'm gonna go with Parkinson, considering Bob did say that you kind of moves slowly, and it does say. Gait
I'm
is
locking
slow
in
and
the Lewy bodies, baby.
Yeah, gait is slow and unsteady. That makes me think it could be Parkinson. But
If I
it,
tell
like
you how to
Parkinson's
hallucinate,
disease,
Parkinson's
dementia,
with
would
Lewy-
it mention the tremors and stuff?
Thought so.
Extraocular movements? No.
Reflexes
Okay.
being high. I mean, that's something. I feel like it might just be frontotemporal. These feel like they are. I guess gait is slow and unsteady, and high reflexes.
It's too late now. I've locked in
Montreal
Lewy
Cognitive
bodies.
Assessment, She scored lower than normal on the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. I don't know what
Oh
kind
my
of
God, wait.
questions they ask.
Oh, we should have them take a mocha after this because sometimes I would fail a mocha. We should do a
Yeah,
mocha.
absolutely.
Montreal cognitive assessment.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
on
a
a
mocha.
different stream.
Uh,
I've had enough thinking for one
Can I
day.
have like
No,
a
no,
shot
no,
of
mochas.
espresso in there?
It's
whatever.
very. It's not hard.
It's not thinking like this, but I also sometimes think I might fail a mocha. Sorry.
It's
I
less
hit you.
like how like keenly intelligent is this person, and more like can this person perform like basic cognitive tasks.
I would take it.
Am I allowed to ask what Lewy bodies are?
It's too late, Tynan. I've already locked them in.
Would me telling you what they are biologically change anything for you?
I mean,
Potentially.
it might change my thought process.
The little protein circles in your brain cells.
Yep, it's that one.
So there's extra protein in her brain cells that shouldn't be there.
I mean,
Yeah, but-
Alzheimer's is also messed up proteins in your brain cells. To be fair,
Yeah,
so
Okay.
yeah.
Lewy bodies are just a
So
type
that's
of them.
is dementia with Lewy bodies just like early onset Alzheimer's?
No, it's different.
Okay.
It has a different presentation.
But if
Although
it
you
was
also have
early
Lewy
onset
bodies.
Alzheimer's, it would be called early onset Alzheimer's.
I know,
You
but
also-
I thought maybe they were just throwing us off.
You do also see Lewy bodies in Parkinson's, so it could be. You never know. Ty did.
Listen,
Cool.
Tynan, jumping on the Kevin bandwagon is not about thinking through your answers.
It's about knowing that Kevin is right.
Listen, I work out with you. I know that you don't do a lot of thinking. Considering the thing about trying to get you to guess the pasta names,
I don't know pastas.
that was maybe the funniest 30 minutes of my life.
Why did they use that category twice?
What? Where were you?
Wait, so Kevin and I were working out last Thursday, and he was doing the connections. Because we sometimes, while we're working out between sets, we'll do the word games, and the purple was like the beginnings of pasta names without the
What
endings.
was the really stupid name that I'd come up with?
It was fettuccine.
Fettuccine.
And then you tried to guess penne, which was written as pen, and you guessed every vowel except for E. And in ZD, you
No,
managed to
that
guess
was
every
ZD
vowel
where I did
except for I.
I
I
did
was
that
like,
for ZD.
dude,
I got
you
penne
are-
right away. I know
You are
penne.
so close.
Fettuccine is extremely good, and it feels like it's the cousin of what was the pasta sorcerer that you came up with?
Oh. It was
was his
Giuseppe
name?
Spaghetti.
Giuseppe
Fettuccine.
Spaghetti and his sidekick
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine.
I thought of fettuccine as like just a guy from Brooklyn who gives you crumbly cheese.
I was thinking Fettuccine is
Fettuccine.
the pasta version of Fat Tony. Like he's a gangster. Hey, it's Fettuccine.
It's fettuccine.
All right, continue.
Anyway,
What is the
This was
actual
after. This was after they did pasta shapes for Tuesdays.
And he was like, "There's a real
Connections.
pasta shape." I'm like, yeah.
All right, so like I'm going to say, this one is like really hard.
Yes.
So I want to look at what happened first, which is a change in behavior.
Yep.
So change in behavior first makes it less likely to be Alzheimer's. That's usually like the first thing you notice is like a short-term memory loss. Parkinson's is like, so later on she developed these Parkinsonian symptoms where the gait is slow and unsteady, but the first things that developed weren't these Parkinsonian, like the tremors, the like rigidity, the motor stuff didn't happen much later. Vascular dementia I usually think of as like you have these like plateaus where you're fine, and then you have like events where you kind of like get like steeply worse. And this kind of like, it seems like it's described as like a very slow decline, which makes me think less of vascular dementia. I constantly confuse dementia with Lewy bodies and frontotemporal dementia,
Yeah.
which is really unfortunate for me. And I do feel like I remember for changes in language and behavior that Lewy body is something, and then it's also like an alpha-synuclein disease, which is the same thing as Parkinson's, and like you have these like late Parkinsonian type manifestations.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's dementia with Lewy bodies.
Come on.
My guess is frontotemporal dementia.
Okay.
Because it's relatively rapid. I know, like, it is like she changed in behavior over the past years. She had change in behavior to me is usually frontotemporal, especially if they haven't mentioned any hallucinations. When I think of dementia with visual hallucinations. And then also, you didn't highlight this, but she once excelled in organization and strategic planning, which to me, that's frontal lobe all the way.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
That's
Yeah,
why
no,
I think frontotemporal. That's why I think frontotemporal, but also, like I said, I'm really bad at the dementia questions. Like
How dare you take this away from me, Amrit?
Nothing's been taken away yet.
Way.
I think you got it because you're right. Like I feel like they always mention the visual hallucinations, and that's just kind of absent here.
Yeah.
Maybe they're tricking you.
Like there's a bunch of random shit in this question.
Oh, it's
What?
vascular dementia.
Squid got it right. by
Squid
the
was
way.
right, yeah.
Nice job, Squid.
Shit, Squid. Good for
Yeah,
you.
so this was the stepwise pattern
Well done.
that
They
I was
always
talking
say
about.
that, I can literally never pick it out in a vignette.
Yeah.
I can never pick out stepwise.
Maybe it's the bouts
Okay.
of sad.
Give us a
So
whatever
too.
it is.
A mocha.
Pull up a mocha.
Can the four of us together be one mocha?
We only have 8 minutes left.
Oh, it's okay. We were one question off from the average. It's fine. It's fine. I have good content to review. Wow, I was doing so
What
well
was the
until I
time you
started
got-
doing them on stream.
We got a couple, right?
Uh,
I like the time spent spiking.
I know the time spent
Yeah.
is right.
huh?
The time
Like-
spent.
Oh
is
yeah,
right.
measured
seconds,
in
Less than a
89.
minute,
yeah.
23 seconds, then 10 minutes.
Squid nailed
from
it.
your,
Do the mocha together?
Your school
Or
like
does it have to
called
be
you. It's
fast?
like, hey, Gopi, you okay? What happened?
Mocha is like something cognitive advancement.
Go to paper tools because that's what I print out for patients. Like that should be the PDF, I think.
Ask about espresso. Come on, y'all.
This is gonna be like the time that we took the Mensa test together.
You was
You were there.
We took, yeah.
I was not there.
You were there. I'm
No, I
pretty sure.
wasn't.
It was like a 30-minute free one. It was not real.
Damn goop. Now I can email you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Gope doesn't know his own password.
Well, if you just
I
go to
just use-
Google, just go to Google Images. I'm sure that there's a picture of a mocha on there.
You can't Google mocha, though.
Of course you can.
Yeah, it's
It's
fun.
right there. That's a mocha.
Interesting.
That's a rhino.
Very good.
Don't spoil it. All
I
right.
wish if we had all of you in person, I would love to like make each one of you do a different task.
I know that I could do. I've seen
Do it one at a
people
time.
like draw a clock, and you draw a clock, and you have to like fully create it, and they put all the 12. 12 is at 6.
On like one
All of
side.
them on one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hemi neglect.
Yeah. It says draw a clock and put it at a
So I
specific.
assume it goes 1A, 2B,
Where's your minute
3C, 4D,
Okay, Ty,
5E.
stop showing off. Stop showing off. All right, so the visuospatial ones we can't really do. All
you
right,
F11?
can somebody name this animal?
That's a lion.
Gerald.
No shit.
Arbenz
Alright.
failed the mocha.
Can you name
Aslan.
this one?
A rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros.
Mudang.
And can you name this one?
It's
Camo.
Pikachu!
Correct, Tommy.
Mudang's a hippo.
Daisy. That's my girlfriend's name.
It's Pikachu!
All right.
Tsunami.
Repeat these words after me.
Can't look.
Face, velvet, church, daisy, red.
Faith,
Faith,
Velvet,
Velvet,
Church,
Velvet
Daisy,
Church,
Red.
Daisy Red.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you about these in 5 minutes.
I can
Zoom
read
in.
them on the
Um,
screen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Zoom
I
in so
can
that,
read
that
them.
it goes off the screen otherwise. Okay, there you go.
All right. I'm gonna read you some letters. Don't look at them, and
Close
just
your eyes.
repeat them. 21854.
21854.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say some numbers to you. You need to repeat them back to me in the reverse order I said them to you. Okay. 742.
247.
Okay. All right. So I'm supposed to read a list of letters, and you're supposed to tap with your hand at each letter A. Instead, why don't you guys say whenever you hear A? F, B, A, T, M, N, A, A, J, K, L, B, A, A, K, D, E, A, 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 M, O, F, A, E. Okay.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Keep them all
For
closed.
all of these, okay.
Yes.
Them all closed, yeah. So now I want you guys, starting at 100, subtract sevens and just
Tynan,
keep going.
go Tynan, Tommy,
So-
Kevin, Ben.
Okay.
Okay,
We're not doing
Tynan
100
first.
minus number. We're doing 100
So
minus
just
number.
start subtracting 7 from
yeah.
100.
So
From
what's
that
100 minus 7?
93.
After 93?
86. I'm supposed to
Oh,
go next.
okay.
Oh,
79.
Yeah.
72.
Yay!
65.
Nice.
58.
Okay.
51.
All right.
That's good.
44. Next one.
37.
Yeah. All right.
That's 30.
23.
Guys, you have to repeat the next sentences that I say after me.
Okay.
I know that John is the one to help today.
I know
John
that
is
John
the
is the one
today.
to help.
Actually, I screwed that one up, so
Yes,
that's
and
kind of
you
on
got
me.
I screwed that one up, so
I only know that John is the one to help today.
I only know that John is the one to help today.
The cat always hid under the couch when dogs were in the room.
The cat
the
always
cat only hid under the couch when dogs were in the room.
All right, nice job.
You guys remember those words that Gope told you to remember?
Church,
something-
velvet face, red
Faith, Velvet,
daisy.
Church, Daisy,
Red.
Red.
Daisy red.
Nice job.
Well, it's hard to assess. these.
I think I heard them.
Some of them got all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then can you tell me what's similar between the two words that I give you? So for example, if I say banana and orange, you might say fruit.
They're friends.
I
I would
So-
say peel.
What about train and bicycle?
Wheels.
Transportation.
That's
Okay,
good.
whoever said wheels, you failed.
No. Trains have wheels, they're just connected with bars. They roll down the tracks.
Watch and ruler.
They can be used to
Measurements?
measure.
Nice.
Or is it
It's fine. Measuring's fine.
numbers?
Yeah. Well, numbers I think is a fail, right? Because that's concrete for some reason.
Yeah. I forget that one,
What?
but yeah, I think you're right.
What if you said something more specific? What if you said like 1 to 12?
I think that's okay because that's concrete.
Interesting.
All right. So do you know what the date is today?
No.
November
26th,
29th.
November 26th, 2024.
It's the 26th.
Alright.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
What day of the week? Okay, and where are you right now?
I'm at
I'm next
home.
to Tynan.
Pennsylvania.
I'm in your room.
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Um,
I'm in your
Wow.
mind.
I
And
figure, what
what's-
kind of building are we in? What kind of building?
Yeah.
What kind of place is this?
I'm in my
Yeah.
home.
The-
What city are you in? Actually, you don't need to say that if you don't want to
I don't
dox
want to say
yourself.
that.
We're all
Yeah.
just amorphous blobs in the astral plane.
The amount of
I
old
live
people,
depressed.
the amount of old people I check in on, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm at home. This is my bed," and I'm like, "But you just told me a nurse came to see you," and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Well, if there's nurses here and you're waiting to see your doctor, what kind of place might this be?" And they're like, "Oh, this isn't home," and I'm like, "No, sweetie, it's not."
Yeah. No, we had a patient in the office today and we asked her, what year is it? And she goes, 19. And I'm like, oh no.
Well, the best one is when you ask them who's the president. You ask them who's the
Yeah.
president, and then they're just like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
I just noticed
This
at the
isn't
bottom
like a
right. your bonus-
violation of anyone's
Well,
personal
you're not-
medical
You're not giving away who the
information,
person is.
right?
You can, as far as they
Huh?
know, they're making it up.
Okay.
No,
That's
you
true.
if they get the place wrong, you should tell them after the fact
Yeah.
because that's helping reorient them. Like I would
Yeah.
keep in the back of my mind, like when I initially spoke to them, they were not oriented to place, but then it's part of me taking care of them to be like, "You're in a
Let me help you."
hospital, you've been here for a couple of days, you know, this is what's been going on." Even if they won't retain it, and I know they won't retain it, it's part of like my care to reorient them to where they are and what's going on. But yeah. I've told Ben before that if he's like going to the ED for something, I'm just gonna start like force orienting him and feeding him laxatives just so that like he doesn't go to the hospital again.
Can you like force orient him? Like
Yeah, I'm
reorient.
gonna no, what I'm gonna do is I'll call him every morning before I know that they're gonna round and be like, "Your full name is Benjamin blank. Your birthday
Your
is
full
this.
name is.
Your birthday."
Here's your social
Yeah,
security.
no, you don't need
Full
your birthdays.
name
No,
is
they ask you your
Craig.
full name, your birth date, where you are, the date, and why you're here. So I'm just gonna call you every morning and remind you before they round.
I just need. Can I get a not a wake up call, but a reorientation call?
Is it
Why are
on
you
his
here?
phone?
Because I love my wife.
Because my wife loves me, so she made me come. Is
I'm
not
just
an
here to hang out. Get pretty bad free food.
It'll be your phone a friend. Will be me saying like, "Listen, dude, don't let them constipate you."
Uh,
This is a good stream.
This was a
It
good
was so
stream. Fun.
I'm still
We
salty at the
started
fact
out by
that trains
showing
have
cute
wheels
pictures
as a
from
fail.
wedding and then took a medical exam.
Sorry, you didn't get much studying and
I feel like if
That's okay. I had a nice time.
if you take that exam and then they tell you no, you got this one wrong because wheels was an invalid answer, and you're able to comprehensively argue why it was, you should get the points back.
I'm sorry, but they roll down the tracks. They
Why
have
is
wheels.
a wrong answer. They both have wheels.
Because it's not concrete. It's less. It's like
They're
saying,
physical objects.
What is the difference between, or what are the similarities between paint and water? And you said
they're a liquid.
Yeah, they're a liquid, or they
You can put them on the wall. Technically,
they come in a can.
you could drink them.
So I'm supposed to say something I can do with the objects. That's the point of it.
I feel like it's just
You have
what's
to
the
find-
difference between an apple and a fire truck? And or what
But
is
Go
similar
go back to what you were saying earlier, because
Could
if-
be red.
if you say water and paint are both liquids doesn't count,
that was a
then
bad
orange and
example
banana
because
are both fruit doesn't count either. It's a category.
Well, yeah, then you're finding a category, but I feel like things with wheels is a little too broad of a category. Because sometimes things with wheels are not modes of
And
transportation.
if my grandmother had wheels,
Alright,
she would be a
pals.
bicycle.
If my grandmother had wheels,
I
she
think
would
I'm
be a
gonna head
bike.
out. I have clinic
Goals.
tomorrow morning.
Goals needs to
Sounds
be
good. I think
better.
we will too.
All right.
Good night.
See you guys.
It was a good podcast.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, friends.
At all. See you.
Thank you all for tuning in. Wait, we have to raid out. You can't just leave.
Where are we raiding?
Oh no.
I
Where
don't
are we
know, I'm trying to
dropping?
figure
Where are we
that out.
dropping? I kind of want Taco Bell.
We're gonna go on over
Will you
to K's streaming. We'll raid out to
Maybe.
K.
Where's the Taco Bell?
Yeah.
All the way there.
You want to take me there?
Great, thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry, it's been a while since we've streamed last. Anyone who is still awake. But I got my computer back, so we'll be streaming when we get back. I've been playing Dwarf Fortress all day, so I'll probably stream that. Ty, is there anything else you want to say before we head out?
Showing up on stream, or are we just making